Do it now!
Coming soon to this theater.
What up, everybody? It's your boy Brian back for another week of what? Am I hearing like empty beer cans rolling around? But anyway, yeah, no, like I was yeah. Can you tell I'm a little discombobulated today? I have no idea why, but this is just one of those days. I don't know. I'm under caffeinated or something. But anyway, welcome to CG Horror Movie Club, the club where we watch horror movies and bitch and piss and moan about them, or or praise and celebrate them, depending on their quality. It's always something that's not behind a paywall. Tonight's movie, for instance, Horror Express, is actually in the public domain, and you can find it on Shudder. You can find it on Tubi. You can find it on YouTube. As a matter of fact, the link down below in the description is to like a really sweet YouTube rip. But be careful when you're looking for a copy of this movie, because it's in the public domain. That means there's been like loads and loads of shit versions of this movie. As a kid, I saw this on TV and I fell in love with it, and then was looking for a good copy on VHS, and there were like 1,000 copies on VHS, and we're gonna get into that. But first, gotta of course introduce my boy, your boy, Matt Butch Cleaver Burke. Sexy man if I ever seen one. What's going on, dude? You shaved your beard.
Yeah, I had to cull, the culling.
Yeah, but, man.
I got me a new beard right now.
What you got? What you got?
A German one. It's a German Weltenberger Kolster. It's a Dunkler Doppelbock, so it's a dark one. So I've never had this one before. Looks bomb though. So
Dunkel, it means dark, yeah. All right, wait for the taste test. How is it?
It's pretty bomb, pretty smooth.
I love dark beer, man.
That's my favorite.
Yeah, me too. Like I always thought it was funny when like you would watch beer commercials as a kid, and they'd be like, no aftertaste. I'm like,
you crazy?
Are you crazy?
That's the best
part.
Right?
That's the best part, right?
Yeah.
But then I realized why they're advertising the fact that there's no aftertaste is because their beer tastes like shit.
Yeah, exactly. That's like sugar water.
So somebody just like, like Budweiser, it's like fermented urine.
Yeah,
with like a teaspoon of sugar.
Yeah, it's like.
There you go. Yeah, man. It's like American beer used to be horrible. It's actually good now with all the microbreweries and all that shit.
IPAs everywhere, just like
yeah.
Oh fuck, I hate IPA. I mean, they're good, but they're cool, but it's just like fuck. You know what I mean?
Yeah, make something else.
I always go to the dark, or all the German and Ukrainian and Polish beers and Russian beers, like the cold fucking dark shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I love that.
Or the pills. Yeah. German stuff just fucking bomb. All of it. I mean, for the most part, I haven't had a bad German beer personally.
Well, yeah, but that's because the Germans take their beer like so seriously that they're still adhering to like the brewing laws from like the fucking 1500s.
Yeah, the holy monk ones.
yeah, absolutely. They don't fuck around with that shit. Germans take their beer as seriously as the Italians and the French take their wine
or the olive oil. And the thing is too, it's like the beer, there isn't that much alcohol in it. That's why they could drink it all day and have one a day. You know what I mean? It's only like 4%. You have to really do like a deep dive to find like a 7.7. Like the Vitus I like by Weihenstephaner, that one's 7.7, and that's a dark wheat one. It's like a weird one, but it's fucking delicious.
I love wheat beer. Wheat beer is maybe my favorite, possibly. But
the Hefs.
Oh yeah, those are good. And of course, I love me some Guinness too. I love me.
Yeah, Guinness is fire, man. It's weird too. Like there's so many. Like Guinness is coming out with all these different things. Like even Jameson has like the whiskey. I know it's not stout, but they have like whiskey. They have like what is it? These weird like I think it's like a stout barreled like Guinness or a Guinness like Jameson now. Like they have all these weird ones coming out, like beer barreled whiskey, like the reverse. Because usually it's bourbon, with beer put together, but now they're reversing it. And then and they have a coffee one too. That's what it was, coffee Jameson whiskey.
Oh, like where it's like it's not where I think it's like in like it's put in barrels.
Yeah,
that have like that used to contain coffee or something like that, and that kind of gives it like a coffee flavor. Yeah, because I've got a friend that's like heavily into beer, and mind you, the guy drinks like one beer a day.
Right.
When I say he's heavily into beer, I don't mean he's just like glug 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 glug. Because generally speaking, the people that are just bolting that shit down care less.
Yeah,
what it tastes like.
Yeah, no, I like you got to open it up and then you sifter and there's a lot where it's just like aged in barrels, like in a bottle of beers like that, and it's like $30 a bottle. And I'm like, fuck no, like I'm not gonna like. Personally, I mean, I'll drink any kind of beer, but I'd rather just buy some nice bourbon, dude. If I'm gonna go that far, I'm not gonna dump $30 on a beer, bro. It's a fucking beer, bro. I mean, and it's like it'll give you a fucking headache too if you're not careful. It's like 15%, like all in one beer. So it goes all to your head, and it's like, well, dude, might as well just get some whiskey and put it on the rocks,
Yeah, seriously.
I don't know.
Yeah,
got to draw a line somewhere. Personally, that's my personal.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. So tonight's movie, Horror Express. Did you watch it? Did you check it out?
Yeah, I watched it over like the past 3 days. I was like working on my book and drawing and watching it on my cell phone on YouTube because it was a sweet rip. It was cool, man. It's something different. You know what I mean? What's his name in the chat, in the back chat, the HMC chat? It was saying like the thing on the train. It was like, yeah, that's
It definitely is
Harry Hardon.
Yeah, it's definitely inspired by Joseph Campbell's story, Who Goes There, which is the story that inspired the thing. At the same time, wow. I can't say that there's any other movie that's quite like this. What up, Pops? How are you doing, brother?
Dude, it's all action, yo.
Did you watch Horror Express?
Come on, you know how busy I am the week before.
No, I know you are,
dude. Yeah, No, you're gonna tell me all about it. I must sit back and hear it.
Okay. All right, man. I mentioned in like the Twitter post hyping this stream that this was directed by Sergio Martino. I was wrong. It's actually directed by Eugenio Martin. And this was like a Spanish Italian co-production, but then it has like a cast that has Christopher Lee and Peter Cushing, the Team Supreme.
Right.
The Team Supreme.
That's all I had to say. You just had to say, man, it's a Cushing movie. Just watch it.
Right. And then it's got Telly Savalas as a Cossack. And then he comes in and he like basically sort of has a cameo.
That's the dude with the ball head.
Yeah.
Man, Telly, man. Kojak.
Oh,
he goes after Rasputin. They're the Rasputin-esque type character.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Holy fucking shit, man. He just like just saunters in and jacks that movie. And
he does.
Like, it's all about me now.
He literally starts fucking fools up. Like,
pushing
like,
people around.
Like 10 minutes. Like, get out of the way, Dracula, bitch. And he's like, oh, if you were a real, you would investigate this. He just fucking him up.
What you got? You got a Mike's?
Got that blood orange.
I ain't never tried this. This is gonna be new.
Don't show that to Clint Stoker, man. He's making some crazy fucking Dracula drinks over on his YouTube channel.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah, and he's put all kinds of shit in there, mixing it up and drinking it. He's got a fucking Dracula book coming out. Him and Narwhal. They were doing a co-promo last night. I was watching. They're talking horror a little bit. Yeah, I was like, oh, I'm gonna watch this shit. And I was like, hey, dude, you guys need to do fucking crossover covers. Like put put a Nosferatu on Clint Stoker's Dracula, and then put Clint Stoker's Dracula character on the Nosferatu one. You know,
without a doubt.
That's like something you would do. Like you surgically insert like halfway through the campaign where people go, "Oh fuck," you know, like people would actually. I think people would dig that, dude.
I think they would too. We've had Narwhal on to talk about Werner Herzog's remake of Nosferatu, but we haven't had Clint on. I gotta send an invitation to Clint, but then there's like 1,000. Literally 1,000 different Dracula movies. Although maybe
I was talking about that last night, dude.
Yeah,
there's so many. Dracula's fun, and we'll watch thousands of them if we're still doing this. You know,
of course.
I could hopefully keep doing this forever.
Yeah, man. Dracula is the second most adapted story of all time. The number one spot still being occupied by Frankenstein.
Bible? Oh, okay. I was gonna say either the Bible or fucking Batman, because Batman's probably up there. There's been a lot. Like if you really, you know, if you want to get all the little stories in there, you know what I mean. There's a lot. I think
if you're counting TV, but not if you're counting movies, because
I'm counting everything, like just multimedia in general, movies, video games, cartoons, comics, novels. I think Batman is the most, dude. Really, probably is now. I really do, and it was always like when I was a kid growing up. I always thought Superman was like the most popular character, but as I aged, no, Batman's the motherfucker. Like he's the biggest character ever. I think the biggest
Discovery Channel and even the Discovery Channel and the History Channel have Vlad the Impaler shows, man. You know, dude is everywhere. He's in actual legend, and then he's been, you know, obviously people have taken that persona and just gone in 80 different freaking directions with it, and that's awesome.
It is. And Batman's similar in this respect that these are characters that are so simple that you can do like a billion different things with them.
Mm-hmm. Before you get too deep into this movie, Brian, I just want to say, while The Power was out, I read the first 4 issues of Six Gun.
Oh, nice.
Oh, cool. Did you enjoy? You like it? Okay, cool.
Oh yeah,
cool.
dude. I'm loving it. The problem is I got 80 other things to read and 50 other things to catch up on while The Power was out for 3 days. And
dude,
this weekend. And speaking of that, we're closing Six Gun number 8.
Yeah, we are. We're
during CromCon, so be ready for that.
Yes, most definitely. It's time to say goodbye. It's time to close.
I plugged for campaign. You can go back to your movie now.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Pops. But dude, you had no power for fucking 3 days? What the hell happened?
And it was 3 brutal days too. 91, 95, and 93 or some shit, man.
Here in New York, it's actually cold.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Now, I woke up today. I was freezing. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's like that over here, dude. It's like extremely hot, extremely cold. And last year I got pneumonia in July because of this shit.
Yeah, that's the other thing though. Man. When the power came back, the cable didn't. You'll see me do that little spin about every 15 minutes because our cable got really sketchy since the storm. And obviously Comcast ain't come out and fixed nothing. The power company did, but Comcast hasn't. You know.
Right. Yeah. It's just we're just used to like freaky weather now around here. It's just people don't bat an eyelash. It'll be like sweltering one day, and then the next day I'm waking up and my fucking hands are cold.
Got the kids a new swing set, you know, one of them nice ones with the slide and the clubhouse up there and everything, right?
Dope.
And Tree took it out.
Oh, that's fucked.
Yeah, so we're rebuilding that. We have to rebuild it. We have to make it stronger, better, and faster than it was. You know.
Yeah, well, nature has a way of fucking with you.
We had just moved it. We had just moved it from a spot because it was like a little bit too close to the house, and Rocky could reach it, and he was peeing on the bottom of the slide. So we moved it like 8 feet back, right where the tree hit it. Bam.
Oh wow. Oh, that's
like, come on, man, we can't get a break.
Definitely not. Well, I mean, I know Preston's house got hit hard by a storm. That was like what?
Oh, fuck yeah.
6 months ago.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Well, it might be a little longer than that. It's been a while, but yeah,
it's been a while.
They got hurt.
Yeah,
a lot of weird weather, man.
Yeah.
Everywhere too, not just down in the southeast where we usually expect it. Southeast and tornado row, right? That's what we expect, right?
Yeah.
Oklahoma and the coast,
Right.
That's where we expect our weather. It's hitting everywhere now. It's crazy.
Yeah, well, I mean, people can still pretend that global warming doesn't exist. There's no, you can't tell me. Look, I think it was Michael Moore.
El Nino. Come on, the excuse was El Nino for about 10 years. It's man, the weather's shifting because of El Nino. It's
like Henry Rollins said, why would you name a big whip ass storm like that El Nino the boy? You should name it the first 4 Black Sabbath albums because they destroy everything in their path.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Once you have a boy.
Oh, that's a good point.
The terror of twos, and
oh my god!
They have the boy, and he's
there.
Say if you have a boy, he's 2, but he's the size of a 4-year-old. He's like a big fucking Viking running around, fucking everything up. I don't know, man. That's kind of the predicament I'm in right now.
Oh, I hear you, brother. I hear you. I love kids.
Mad dogging.
But I'm always happy when I can just be over at a friend's house, and once a kid starts screaming and crying, I'm like, peace out. I can leave. Do you know what I'm saying? You're a parent. You can't leave. You can't just peace out. Yeah, mic drop. I'm out.
Oh yeah.
First of all, want to say a big up to everybody in the chat. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Click the subscribe button, hit the bell for notification, give us a thumbs up if you can. It really helps. And let's see, we got Devil Flyer in the house. We got Bob Feta in the house. What up, Bob? And
share the stream, do all that fun stuff that makes more people come too.
Yeah, it does help us. I'm sorry, I'm probably butchering your name here, but Marigo Ann says Lee was hot as Dracula. Actually, yeah, he was the first sort of sexy Dracula, and also he was the first Dracula with fangs. A lot of people don't know that.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Which is funny because let me see where I got that. Don't worry, I'm not gonna spend the entire stream digging up toys.
It's cool, man.
I can't
do what you do, bro. Do what you do.
I can't help it. I can't help it sometimes. Where the hell did I put my Christopher Lee Dracula? I'm sure I'm probably looking at it. But yeah, check this out. This is pretty peculiar because there he is. And yeah, that's right. The Mego is also coming out with Peter Cushing as Van Helsing, actually. So I'm gonna have a Van Helsing to go with this shortly. Check it out.
That's very nice.
I only waited 40 years for this thing?
Very nice.
More than that, I would say. I waited my whole life for this.
To me, he is Dracula. Whenever I think of Dracula, I always think of Christopher Lee.
That
was just, I don't know. I think I was shown that first, even before Bella. And I mean, when I saw Bella, I was this is very low T.
Yeah.
Where's the blood? And he's 2 feet tall and he's small and shit.
Yeah.
I know he's practically Romanian. He's right next door from there, where he's born.
Oh yeah.
Hungarian. But
who's your funny Dracula?
My funny one? I don't know. Maybe Leslie Nielsen, I guess.
George Hamilton.
I've never watched that. Yeah, he was really good. This is Lon Chaney Jr. from Son of Dracula, which is an excellent movie, by the way. All the Universal Dracula sequels are better than Dracula. Daughter of Dracula. I'm sorry, Dracula's Daughter is a classic, and Son of Dracula is also terrific. But you'll notice here they gave him fangs. He does not have fucking fangs.
He's got ninja fangs, bro. He's got stealth fangs.
Look at that. Somebody gave the sculptor gave him fangs. It's no, Christopher Lee was the first Dracula, the first vampire ever to have fangs. And I'm not talking about slightly enlarged canines. I'm talking about big tent peg motherfuckers,
Yeah. Some 9 Inch Nails and shit.
Yeah, man. But Yeah. So tonight's movie, the one that we're here to talk about is, of course, Horror Express. I love this movie. I've loved it my entire life. It used to play on TV in my neck of the woods quite a bit. You would see this one, during, I don't know, Friday, Saturday nights, for like Fright Night, that kind of a thing. Like my local, the New York stations, like Channel 5, Channel 9, Channel 11. They would all show horror movies on Saturday and Friday nights. And I would, flick between them frequently, right? Because I'd be like, oh, well, I want to watch this one. But then there'd be ones I'm like, oh, it's commercial. Let me flip to this other one and get a little piece of that. Right. And, there was like, this is pre-VCR. And so for like a little horror movie fiend, I just wanted to see everything. And so you had to like set your priorities. But if this was on, I don't care what was running against it, I would always watch this one because this one genuinely gave me the creeps. And it's fun. It moves at such a great pace. There's something also about movies set on trains that I have like a special affection for. I don't know why. I'm not like a huge. I mean, I like trains. I love trains, but I'm not like a train fiend. Like I don't have miniature trains.
Have you ever like traveled like anywhere on a train?
Oh yeah. In Europe, it's fantastic because the rail system's the shit.
I went from Flagstaff to Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, from Flagstaff, Arizona to Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, back on train. It was a blast, dude. I had a blast.
I took a Amtrak train from New York to Chicago for C2E2, the comic convention, which was fantastic. But it pisses me off that we don't have high-speed rail and that we're never going to have high-speed rail in America. Like, how great would that be to be like, you know what? I think I'm a pop over to like Chicago and grab like a slice of deep dish and be there like in an hour.
Right.
But that's never going to happen because we need
you need to build that empire and get you a jet, bro.
Yeah, man. And everybody, you lazy motherfuckers, man, listen to President Brandon. He told you gas is like, what, $6 a gallon now? It's time for you to get your lazy asses off of that couch and get down to like, sit in like rush hour traffic for like 6 hours every day, just like burning $5 gas. You lazy pieces of shit. So that's just I'm sorry, that made me mad, man. That made me madder than a motherfucker when he said that. But
makes me mad when people say President and Biden in the same sentence.
Oh man, some fall off the bicycle. Like, I'm not even joking, man. This is fucking elder abuse at this point.
Yeah, I thought it was like someone assassinated him. I thought it was like JFK.
Dude doesn't know.
I love the way he went down. It was like it looked like Barkley trying to hit a golf ball. It
looked like a fucking a simple person. I'm not gonna say the R word. I don't know if I can. Riding a fucking bike, brain dead.
Dude, it was.
Oh wait, he just fell off.
Yeah. No, I mean it's
Geppettophile just fell.
He doesn't need those foot guards. He needs training wheels.
and it's like, it's like I asked my Democrat friends, I'm like, am I like, you do still, not that I was ever going to do it, but do you still expect me to pretend like the guy doesn't have like dementia?
Yeah.
Can we just all agree now that the guy's got like is in the early stages of dementia? I've seen that shit before. I know it when I see it, and that guy's got it.
No, it's funny like when people like just fucking they're just blind to shit. Like, you know what I mean? They just fucking like, dude, it's obvious. Come on, there's something wrong here.
Yeah, in a major way.
There's other shit that's wrong with that dude, not just that.
Oh yeah, he's like homies with the KKK and shit. Like, look at that shit. For me, that was like the one thing. Like, you haven't seen the pictures,
dude.
Like, that fool was kicking it with the KKK leader back in like the fucking late 70s, early 80s.
Yeah,
fucking photos of it.
Hillary
of course.
Clinton, Senator Byrd was their mentor.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. If you don't vote for him, you ain't black.
Yeah, right. Right.
Man.
He just makes up his own he lives in his own world and has his own philosophies and
to bring a phrase from
so
my
did George
show to
W.
yours,
Bush, of course.
Oh yeah.
Brian, I got to bring a phrase from my show to yours now. That's tracist, bro. That's racist. Don't be tracist, man.
Right, you're tracing things. I heard that Obama. Someone told me, but I don't know. I haven't checked. I don't really give a fuck. But I heard that Obama is cousins to the Bush family on his mother's side.
No
shit.
Yeah, and I'm like, well, damn, that kind of keeps it all fucking together. I mean, it doesn't surprise me.
What the fuck?
They all kick it, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it was never like never like fuck that guy when Obama took over, you know what I mean? It was never like fuck Bush, you know what I mean? You know, he wasn't talking mad shit or nothing.
Yeah, and who was it? And who was it that made sure that because Bernie was in the number one spot in the debates.
Yeah,
and then what happened? Obama stepped in
they
and
gave
said,
him a plane,
now
bro.
Dude, there were 12.
Have
you ever seen 12 people? Have you ever seen in presidential debates where there's like 12 people on the stage? It looked like the fucking Wu-Tang Clan.
Right?
Right? I've never seen that many people on a fucking debate stage before. And then he was like, okay, time for all you motherfuckers to drop out and throw your support behind Joe. And, in order to take out fucking Bernie. And sure enough.
Time, man,
that was Obama
last
that
time
did that.
They gave Bernie a plane to leave Hillary alone. Who knows what they gave him this time to leave Joe alone, dude.
Well, I see it. I don't think they gave him shit. I just think it's a case of like Lucy and Charlie Brown with the football.
Oh yeah.
Right? Yeah. It's just every time.
Yeah.
Bitch is gonna yank it away. They did it. They screwed him again.
But you got to look. What bill has Bernie ever written? Anything?
Yeah, no.
Has Bernie ever done anything really to fall back on other than that he's never had a job?
Is he responsible for war crimes though? Is he responsible for mass incarceration?
Not yet.
Is he responsible for half
Not
the
yet.
shit?
Give him the job. Give him the job. He will be within a year. All right.
Hey, Biden wasn't president until recently, and he was doing all that shit for the last 40 years, man.
He was a puppeteer. Now he's
91 crime
now he's the
bill.
puppet.
Systemic racism.
Yep. Yeah, the puppeteer becomes a puppet without a fucking doubt, man. Dude doesn't even know where he is.
Biden was already knee deep in it with the 91 crime bill. Okay.
Oh my God.
The systemic racism everybody talks about.
Yep.
Biden's the one that made that shit real. He's the one that made that a reality, and people don't even realize that.
No, and you can't tell them either. You can't tell them. They don't want to hear it. They don't.
It's insulting that, to me, that you don't even do your research on the guy, on factual things about his timeline. You know what I mean? Just do that first.
Care. And if you try to educate people, you tell them so that means that you're a Nazi.
It is what you. If that makes you feel better. Yeah, I do like Trump, and I'll vote for him again. You can call me what you want. You know what I mean? I don't like the way that things are right now. He's a fucking Molotov, and I'll take it. I want culling. I want all the old. I want everybody gone, dude. I want. There's no parties.
Dumb stuff. He should have never been behind the vaccine. He should have never pushed the vaccine. And if he hadn't, he would have not lost anybody. His whole fucking base would still.
Yeah.
But
I don't really care about that, but.
Look, I think he's a loathsome human being, but I didn't allow him to damage my critical thinking ability.
I liked everything he did except that. I liked that he exposed the media. I liked that he exposed the immigration. I liked that he exposed all the bullshit that was going on. That's what was making what he was doing heroic, is that he was really exposing the corruption.
I would say it was heroic, but it was.
Oh, dude, no, some of it. Come on. Putting the media out there and making sure everybody understood what you're listening to isn't really the truth. Trump did that, dude. Trump
no, that's true.
Everybody up.
Yeah. It was kind of like an evil Bulworth. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that movie.
Yeah, that movie's awesome. He was just a Molotov, dude. You know.
Yeah.
To the system. That was the main thing, dude. You know, and hopefully it happens again. If it's not him, then someone like him. That I'll vote for.
Oh well, the Dems are going to get fucking routed, and I'm just going to enjoy watching all of my
there's
fucking.
Too many of them retiring. There's no way
SJW friends
hold the house.
crying.
It'd be ugly.
Yeah, man.
It's they're gonna get routed. They're gonna get routed.
There's like 34 of them that are retiring. There's no way they're going to hold them seats with fresh people. Half those seats are gone.
Also, like a lot with Harris too. Like no one did their research on her either. Like, she fucking put so many people away for like weed.
Oh my god,
dude,
so,
I know.
Like that was a lot of the people over here, like the fucking Democrats. They didn't even know about that.
Cackled about that shit, and
then they found out about it, and they're like, "Oh fuck, dude, fuck that bitch." You know what I mean? Now and they hate her.
Because of the thousands of black people getting sentenced rougher than they should have for the 91 crime bill. Kamala's over there in LA just putting people in jail over weed and shit.
For weed, for
giggling about it. And they like, yeah, let's have them run the country.
Well, she was the anointed one, mind you. She was the anointed one. She was supposed to be.
She just got dirt on a whole bunch more people than the one guy.
Tulsi just bent her over her chair and had her way with her at the fucking debates. And she went from like number 1 to like she wasn't even in it.
I love the debates, man. I can't wait for the debate. They're so fun. Like I'm literally gonna get popcorn and beers and watch the shit. Hopefully Trump does it, dude. Like, I fucking love watching him debate people like Jeb. Oh, the Jeb memes. Oh my god.
Oh my god. So funny. Oh yeah, you totally humiliated that motherfucker.
Like, whenever I watch that, I'll start crying and laughing so hard at those fucking memes. That shit gets me every time. What is it when Ethan puts that shit up on his things? I'm like, play those fucking Jeb memes, dude. That shit's hilarious. That shit's hilarious. I will fucking cry of laughing so hard at that shit.
With the exclamation mark. Jeb.
Yeah. So funny.
But yeah, no, I loved seeing those motherfuckers get humiliated. That shit. Well, look, I'm German, man. We invented the word Schadenfreude. Okay, to lighten others' misfortune.
To me, the main takeaway is there is no Republicans, there is no Democrats, and people like to use those. But those career politicians, they're neither. They're just there to fuck with your life and take your money and fuck you up. There's none of that. So just
party system.
Vote for what you want and throw rent in there. Yeah.
It's a one-party system disguised as a two-party system. It's wrestling, okay?
Yeah,
it's pro
wrestling. There's no aisle anymore. There's no such thing as an aisle. That aisle is gone. There's shitty people on both sides of it.
Oh yeah,
and they work for the same people.
They're all the same thing.
They work for the same people.
Yeah,
they're Congress. I don't even call them like there's no political parties.
No,
I was thinking yesterday. I was driving. I was like, I should spend the rest of my life like creating a new political party, like a brand new one, and write all these fucking bills and just stop just go to work and just start and typing things up. Just spend the rest of my life doing that. And I'm like, nah, fuck that.
I'm hoping that there'll be a movement for a people's party, but the Democrats I think are going to squash that shit. Why do you think that they're instituting all these like really new strict censorship rules? Right?
Oh, it's just gross. And then they're going back and like retro editing movies and shit.
Oh yeah. Is the Freedom Party, guys. The Freedom Party is the only thing that can win. You got to call it the Freedom Party, because how are they going to make freedom look bad?
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
I don't know, man. There's a lot of stuff that you'd have to consider. You know what I mean? I would try to look at the world and everybody and who they are. You know what I mean? And it's a lot of stuff to consider.
If the libertarians didn't call themselves libertarians, if they called themselves the Liberty Party.
Yeah, that sounds a lot better.
Well, the Green Party used to be on the ballot in a lot of states. They were here. They're not anymore. You know who took them out? The fucking Democrats took them out. That's why I'll never vote for a fucking Democrat.
The Democrats are the Green Party now, though.
Yeah. Well, it sucks, man. It sucks. That's why, like I say, you just got to vote for the things you want. You know what I mean? And hopefully these bastards will fucking do some of the things you vote for. I just want
Dracula to ride his train on up into DC and take all them bloodsuckers out.
Like I'm talking about a new political party with a new name, something you've never even heard of, new ideas. You know what I mean? But built on fucking meritocracy.
They'll never allow that.
No free shit hardly unless you're fucking sick or something.
They're not ever gonna allow
fuck that. Like you go over to Mexico, there's people like fucking hopping to work with one arm. You come over here, people are just chilling, like feed me, motherfucker. Like you go over there, you're eating a fucking icy. Kids are like, oh, you got $1? No. Can I have your food? Yeah. Over here, people are just like,
the third world.
Let me buy you a fucking hamburger, bro. Let me buy you a hamburger. No, I don't want a hamburger. I want $20. Why? So you can buy some crack and some fucking beer? Fuck you. Go to work, motherfucker. Like, people need
the guys that hold up a sign that say, I ain't gonna lie, I just need beer.
I respect that. I don't respect it, but
you respect it more. You respect
it more. Out there going, we'll work for food.
Like, those it must be nice to beg for money and go and drink and smoke crack. You know what I mean? And then, that must be nice. Like,
you
why don't
see
you go to
them
work?
people that you pull up on, they got a sign that says, "We'll work for food." And then you're like, "Hey, man, you come mow my lawn and I'll fucking feed you and give you a $20 bill." And they won't leave their corner because they know they can make more money sitting on that corner.
They're making $50,000 a year tax
over
free.
there and actually doing the work.
There's a lot of it over here, bro. There's a lot. It's always
in
the
Phoenix,
town I'm in.
Dude, it was horrible. It was everywhere.
The town I'm in, it's always been that way, but now it's like it's even more. It's crazy, dude. It's like, go to work.
I mean, I think we
Nobody
should be doing
to
what Finland is doing. You know what Finland did with their homeless with their homeless problem? They gave them homes. It's cheaper to give homeless people homes than it is just to have homeless people. That's a fact.
In the end, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Right, and it's the more sane, humane thing to do.
But
and it just makes
housing here is big money. Housing here is big money, though.
Well, exactly. Yeah. That's why all these houses are getting foreclosed on. They're all getting bought up by like the same two companies.
$1,200 to rent a 2-bedroom apartment. That's ridiculous, man. It's crazy. Housing is big fucking business now. It's bad.
It is. It's very fucked up, especially where I live. Anyway, Horror fucking Express. People didn't tune in to hear us talk fucking politics. Oh yeah, one of the things I always do, of course, is I go on Google and I look for fan art, fan posters. This is fucking dope. I love this. This is Telly Savalas's Cossack character who comes on the train to sort shit out and ends up making a bad situation much, much worse. Oh man. Let's see.
I'm having an issue with the fly, so if you hear, you know what's happening. I'm getting his ass.
You got it. You got it. Like I said, there were like 1 million different copies of this on VHS back in the day, like back in the early days of VHS, because Horror Express was a film that was in the public domain. So you ended up getting, 1 billion different versions, the same way that you got like 1 billion different versions of Night of the Living Dead, right? Like Cinema Deluxe. I guarantee you that's a fucking shit copy. That's like a DVD copy. Look like at this. This is a VHS cover. It's another one. Yeah, so it's like, and every copy was different. That's to say they were taken from different prints, I guess, that were found at like, I don't know, TV stations or something. And a lot of them had a lot of the violence edited out. So each VHS version that you would buy of Horror Express or Night of the Living Dead was different. Until finally it was Image, I believe, that put out the Euroshot collection and finally put this movie on DVD in like a beautiful widescreen. And of course, Arrow just came out with a version that's supposedly freaking amazing. I don't have that, but I do have the Blue Underground, which is what these screenshots are taken from. And it's beautiful. This movie has never looked better. And it's amazing to me how this is like the best time ever to be a horror movie fan, because we're able to get these cuts of these movies. And basically, look, I know some people, they want that muddy old VHS, right? It's a nostalgia thing, or they find it's a little creepier or whatever. I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
But to me, when you get pristine versions of movies like this, it's a way of watching an old movie in a new way.
That's true. It's like another movie. It's a totally different experience.
Totally different experience. Lucio Fulci's Zombie, for instance. I remember watching the Blue Underground Blu-ray of that, which is eye-popping, right? A lot of Blu-rays, they're like, man, they're pretty much on the same level as like a good DVD rip.
Yeah.
But this, it's like you could see in a close-up of one of the zombies, you could see like the makeup, and you could see a little piece of gauze.
That's
sticking out, and it made the movie feel a little bit less like a horror movie and more like a fantasy. Not that these horror movies aren't fantasies too, right? I mean, to me, science fiction, horror, those are all fantasy.
Yeah, definitely.
I put anything that's not set in reality under the fantasy banner. To be science fiction, horror, heroic fantasy, all that shit, or just kind of subgenres. And, you know, there's a reason why people like me have always not just taken to one, but taken to all of them. But, you know, I remember as a kid too, I went through a little period of my science fiction and my horror. And I was just like, nah, I'm horror.
Yeah, like for me too, you know, it's like I was again back to the chat last night. They were talking about horror, you know, and I'm like, horror is a fucking hard sell. It's always gonna be a hard sell for any form of multimedia if you're producing it. But I'm always gonna fucking do horror. Like even if it's a lot of gore in my books, there's always gonna be a horror or anything I create. I fucking love horror. Like I love, you know, what did you say, Brian? It's something that's hard to watch or hard to read. You know what I mean? It makes you uncomfortable. That's why it's horror. Doesn't mean it's good. Doesn't mean it's a classic or it's well written or well drawn. But it's fucking horror. It can be.
Right, but it can be, and that's why horror is also. And I think one of the things that has always made me a horror guy above all is the fact that it's a genre that's illicit, right? Yeah. It's in its very nature subversive, and it doesn't get any respect. You tell people that you're like a horror fan, they assume that you're some kind of a sadist.
Yeah,
right, and they act like they don't watch horror movies. But who's going to see like Saw 6?
Yeah, no, it's and like Guillermo said like
Not
10
me.
years ago. Yeah, I'll go watch it. But he said it's the last bold genre, and it still is.
Yeah, it is. It is. It absolutely is, because it gives you freedom.
Yeah.
As a creator to just go in wild directions. And this is a movie that goes in some very wild directions.
Yeah.
So for those of you that have never seen it before, it opens up in China, right? And there was a fossil that was discovered there called Peking Man, and it was a hominid. That's to say, a creature like you and me, related to us, like a early descendant of a predecessor of ours, maybe, or more likely a entirely different species like Neanderthal man. Right, but so, and to me, I've always been fascinated by icemen and mummies and bog people, right?
Yes.
Which I put all under one roof, right? If they find some motherfucker that was frozen in the mountains, like in the Himalayas, like 20,000 years ago, that's a fucking mummy to me.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's like the excavated man, you know what I mean? The excavated genre, you know, like that. What is it? I haven't read it yet. I just got it too. Original Hate.
Yes.
I can't wait to read it. I got a stack. I got a tower of comic. Yeah, I got it. I got like 30 books. I'm trying to like read one a week, but I don't have time. But it's
man,
like
because I think I forgot to back that.
Shit is fucking cool, dude. You know what I mean?
Amazing.
And it's like a badass, badass fucking concept, dude. Like I was talking to my mother-in-law last night. My mother-in-law, she fucking loves horror too, and I was saying that a lot of horror movies. You know, I was telling her like we do the show and stuff, but I was telling her that like horror movies, a lot of them have really good concepts, but they don't fucking deliver good. Like they just don't have the budget or the means, but the concepts are fucking great. You know what I mean?
Yep. Well, the reason why we have so many low budget horror movies is because horror is a genre where the genre is the star. That's to say you don't need movie stars in order to make a horror movie itself.
That's true. That's like I like that.
I was looking at something a little bit different, from a little bit different perspective, from the fans' perspective.
Please.
It seems like there's a much bigger like audience for sci-fi than there is for horror.
Yeah.
So you're not going to invest a lot of money in a movie unless you know it's going to sell. Like it's got a Rob Zombie name on it or something. You know what I mean?
Well, not
it's
even
like,
him.
it's all marketing.
If it's like The Conjuring 3 or The Conjuring 4. If it's anything that's James Wan related, they can give that a budget, but the thing is, it doesn't need it.
This connection is pissing me off.
He's right though about sci-fi. Like for me, my brain, when I think sci-fi, I don't know about you guys, but I already think like you're gonna have to draw a big city with like a big futuristic city. It's just money, like it's production. It's gonna have a big production. Just default. Doesn't mean it's going to be that way.
I've seen some low budget, like 0 budget science fiction movies that have been superb.
Exactly. But my brain just default. It just thinks bigger. Like it's going to be big cities, you know, like Fifth Element, like, you know, in the future, it's going to cost money. You're going to need an artist to draw something big. Automatically, it's just bigger, epic. When I think horror, you're just like blood and guts. Things are going to scare you, you know. But
the ones they don't have to spend a lot of money on that make big money, isn't that what you're trying to do?
Right.
Isn't that what you're trying to do? Buy low, sell high. Buy low, sell high. Isn't that the game?
That's why I don't understand why Marvel doesn't have like a Marvel B, right? That's to say, movies made for about $20 million. That's what the Shang-Chi movie should have been. Make it for $20 million and get the stunt crews from The Raid and from like the Tony Jaa movies. And give people randos who have never seen anything like that before in their lives, give them a show that's just going to blow their minds.
Right.
And people would leave the theaters with their minds blown. Like, whoa.
The less money you have, the more creative you're going to get too. The better you're going to get. You're going to fucking, you know, depend on your actors' performances more.
What's up, Lorenzo?
Shadowhawk. Oh yeah, what up, Lorenzo? And Shadowhawk, dudes, thanks so much for tuning in. That art's appreciated. Or with the Marvel monsters, which, you know, eventually they're going to get to, you know, Tomb of Dracula, Werewolf by Night, Ghost Rider, make those small, like $20 million fucking horror movies.
Yeah.
But they can't. Instead, fucking Sony makes Morbius for fucking $200 million and it bombs twice.
Yeah. More bomb.
Dude, the suits at Sony are like, oh, well, these kids nowadays, they're into this meme thing. And so it's Morbin time. So let's re-release the theaters. And people didn't go to see it again.
Well, what got me is, like, again, it's a small shit. I didn't like the way, like, it looked like they CGI'd his makeup. Like, the makeup wasn't, it looked like that show Grimm. It looked like Grimm. You remember that show Grimm?
Yeah.
Where they would CGI people's heads? It looked like they CGI'd his face.
They did.
Instead of putting the...
They did.
And for me, Morbius was scary as a child, dude. Like,
one of my favorites.
He should have been scary and badass, dude. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Even when he was had the fucking suction cups on his hands, or when he was in the books, he was fucking scary, dude. You know? And I didn't get scared in the trailer.
Two words that immediately made me go, I'm not even going to watch that. Jared Leto.
Oh, yeah, you hate that fool. Yeah.
Bye. See ya. Well, he's a male model, and that's why he refused to wear. He's like, yeah, I'm not wearing makeup.
For me, I think I'm more like a young Daniel Day-Lewis. Like, that's who, like, would be kind of cool. Like, if, you know, like, that's how I picture him. But
well,
he's definitely like Eastern European, you know, someone that looks kind of like that guy.
Well, he's Greek, right?
He's
Morbius?
I don't know. I think he's I don't know. He's definitely Eastern European. That's for sure.
Right.
You know, and you know, like, or Bradley Cooper, like, could kind of look like that, but maybe please pull it off. You know,
somebody that could fucking act and don't fucking CGI the fucking makeup. Just
Slaughterville.
Oh yeah. Oh, what you got there?
And now a word from our sponsor, Laughing Rogue Games, dude. Slaughterville. You can be any horror character you want, like Michael, Jason, whoever. It's a card game, right?
Sweet.
Nice.
Dude, our new sponsor.
There's a book that launched on Kickstarter too, a horror book. It's like a planet with a bunch of fucking slasher villains running around. I forgot what it was, but it's I'll show you later. I'll talk about it next week. But it's a publisher in the UK. He does horror books. He did like Wendigo Wood. Have you ever heard of that?
Ebon Press, man. Ebon Press. They're the ones that are really fucking killing it with the horror books right now.
There's a game book, I think, called Fae, a game book, comic book. And it's all just like that, just like Slaughterville, where you could be all kinds of different monsters, right?
That's cool.
Right, and they don't have to own the IPs because then you can just like fill in your own.
It's instead of being the monster hunter, you get to be the monster.
Yeah, that's
always
fun.
It's
that's always
different
fun.
Aspect. I like it.
Yeah. That's one of the things I loved about the Aliens versus Predator games was the fact that you could be not just one monster but two monsters.
Bro, Prey looks pretty tight, bro. I ain't gonna hate.
Looks
all right.
I'm cautiously optimistic.
I'll check it out. I mean, it's not the movie I would have. I mean, I'm gonna fucking watch it. I like how they has like it looks like it's like
it's
a
French, cool concept, but
French Indian War, right?
Woke, yeah. But if it's as long as it's not woke, if it's woke, I'm out, right?
Yeah, definitely.
because I think also they did like a Werner Herzog and did every take in Cherokee. So then you can have the people speaking Cherokee with subtitles.
Oh, I heard about that. Yeah,
which is awesome because to me that's always more immersive.
Yeah, right? Yeah, it kind of takes you out when it's like, dude, what, bro? Like there's like a predator out there. It's like
exactly as opposed to like you're looking through a looking glass into the past. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, that's what I was gonna say. Do you remember when woke meant we know what the government's doing?
I'm sorry?
Do you remember when woke meant we as the people understood what the government was doing?
Yeah.
That's woke, that's where the term came from. Yeah, we know what you're doing. Now what does it mean? They totally turned it into something else.
Yeah.
I just assume everything's woke now, dude.
Oh, dude,
I'll just watch it like, this is stupid. I'll turn it off,
Yeah, I mean, it's just, and I try to explain this to my woke friends. I'm like, look, the government, the ruling class, the establishment, the CIA, for fuck's sake, has adopted all of your shit. Is that any indication to you that your movement is like zero threat to the fucking status quo? That you're not as much of a rebel as you fucking think you are just because you dye your hair blue?
Go make a movie independently.
And
like
change your pronouns.
Go fucking Mad Max that shit, like fucking Miller or whatever the fuck is. You know what I mean?
George Miller, man.
Yeah, go play music in a garage, dude. If you want to be anti-establishment, go fucking write a book.
Go out there with the sign that says Kent State, and just walk around with a sign that says Kent State.
Right.
People died for freedom of speech that day, right?
Yep.
Yes, for freedom of speech that day.
Liberals used to stand for that. Liberals used to stand for freedom of speech, having uncomfortable conversations, empathy, putting yourself in somebody else's shoes.
Shooting at liberal
Not anymore. Yeah. A violation of the posse comitatus, using the American military against its own people, right? Which used to be against the law, but Obama changed that.
Yeah. And then why do you think that is?
Oh my God.
Yeah. Well, the thing is they militarize the cops because they don't trust the military to open fire on their own people. That's the thing, though.
Well, they're going to lose. They're going to lose half the military when it comes to that point, anyway. Got him.
Got him.
That's
Victor Israel.
Yeah, are we gonna spoil this? Are we gonna spoil this movie at all?
A little bit.
I think you should. Fuck it.
It's from 1972. Okay, this poster is a pisser right here, right? Because look at fucking Telly Savalas' face.
Right.
He's wearing the fucking glasses, the sunglasses.
Dude, he looks just like Kojak right there.
That's his hand right there too. That's his hand right there around the bitch's throat. You know why? Because he's such a pimp in this movie. He comes in and just fucking bitch smacks everybody. That's why his hand's so big. Figuratively and literally.
He's awesome. Yeah, no, he's really awesome in this. For those of you that didn't grow up in the 70s, Telly Savalas was the star of a TV series called Kojak, which was a cop show. And his catchphrase was, "Who loves you, baby?" And so he put out a record. He had
a Tootsie Pop in his mouth.
Yeah, because he was because he quit smoking. Because he would if you see him in movies before Kojak, the guy's always got a fucking cigarette in his hand.
Yeah.
Right. And so he quit, and so that's where he switched to the lollipop. But yeah, he had a single that was I mean, I don't know how big it was on the chart, so I just remember the song itself was "Who Loves You, Baby? Who Loves You, Baby?"
Like Shaft, kinda.
Look at this. This is a fucking dope ass double feature here. Got Horror Express and Godfather of Harlem in England. And you know this is from England because both movies have an X certificate. That's a nice poster. That's another. Oh, this is a classic, like shitty VHS.
See, that's Morbius. That's how Morbius should look, kind of. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, noseless for one thing.
Fucking
but
scary.
Jared Leto's not going to let himself be depicted in a way that's
not pretty,
detrimental to his Christ-like nature.
He fucked that guy up though. He fucked up Rasputin bad, dude. That shit was fucking funny. I'm sorry.
Oh, brutal.
He fucked that fool up.
So Christopher Lee brings this fossil, this Peking man, onto the Trans-Siberian Express. The original title of this movie actually was Panic on the Trans-Siberian Express. Horror Express is a much better title, I think. So.
Oh, for sure, way better.
Yeah. So he brings this thing onto the train. So what happens when you bring frozen things into like, you know, your dwelling or train or a ship or anywhere? That shit's going to melt. It's going to thaw out, and then it's coming for your ass.
Fuck you up style.
The power goes out. If the power goes out, everything's thawing out. You're fucked.
Dude, this could be a fucking, like, all right, it's public till fucking Maine. Like, this would be a sick-ass remake. I'm sorry. You could do a lot with this shit. Like, you could fucking tiptoe into so many, like, horror subgenres with this shit. Like, Indiana Jones, fucking... you could do a little bit of like, dude, there's so much you could do. Like, you could do a John Carpenter style. You could do a little bit of Cronenberg. Like, there's so much. You could do a little bit of what is it? I would say a little bit of like kind of Guy Ritchie. Like, I don't know. I was watching the fucking Murder on the Orient too, though, because you could do a little bit of that. You know, because there was a little bit of. It's got. I mean, he has a new one too. I didn't even fucking know. Like in Egypt or Murder on the Nile.
Oh yeah, Murder on the Nile. Yeah,
I like Branagh though. I like the Branagh. Some of his movies are fun, you know. But
he's got better.
It was all right. Right, but you know, he's a character though. I didn't know if I guess it's probably a literary character or something like that.
Yes, Hercule Poirot.
Yeah.
I don't know if they depict him as gay in those movies, but in the novels, it's pretty obvious.
He probably is. I mean, but it was entertaining
with him.
It wasn't the same fucking movie you always see all the time. I give it that, you know, and it had a bunch of a bunch of actors doing little parts. Was kind of fun.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, the original film version of that had like an incredible ensemble cast.
Johnny Depp was a dick in there too. It was funny. Like, it's always funny seeing him do that shit.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
But yeah, dude, fucking this movie, dude, like definitely could be remade. Like, should get a remake. And Horror Express, that movie has a franchise name built all over, just brand recognition, just without it having to do with the subject matter that it deals with.
Right. You know, I agree. I would love to do like a comic book sequel to this.
I like that. Actually. I like that right there. That's my favorite piece of art so far that you showed.
Yeah, it's really good.
Looks like Eric Powell painted it. That one, not that one, but that one kind of a little bit.
Yeah. So the beast gets loose. First, he sucks the brain, right? He sucks the brains of this Chinese fellow who is a thief. And so now he knows how to pick locks. And he picks the lock and escapes. Yeah, and there's that red glowing eye. This freaked me out when I was a kid, man. Because I'd never seen anything like this before. I had seen Italian horror movies and I knew that they were dope as fuck.
Yeah.
But this was like on another level. This was like really, really nightmarish.
Yeah.
And has some imagery that is absolutely unfucking forgettable.
Yeah. So one of them right there, right?
Yep. And so yeah, he sucks Victor Israel's brain, and there's this scene where they perform an autopsy and saw his fucking head open, and his brain is smooth. All the wrinkles are gone. Right? Now, if you know anything about neuroplasticity, those wrinkles on the surface of our brain, we can actually change those by changing the way that we think, which is, to me, awesome. So if you're stuck like in a negative feedback loop, you can get out of that. It's not like your brain is forever stuck in that place. Oh yeah. And then of course there's the scene where they're studying the monster's eyeball and taking fluid from it, and you see like images of like brontosauruses and pterodactyls and shit. I thought that was a really wild concept. And then, of course, you've got this you've got this countess who's on board with, was it her father? I forget. There she is. I forget the name of the actress, but she was cute as hell. And they've got this Rasputin figure with them. Who looks exactly like Paul Naschy, there's a Chinese cat. Paul Naschy, the Spanish horror movie actor, but it's not him. I always thought it was, actually. And So bodies are dropping, and Telly Savalas and his Cossack buddies hop on board, and they just mercilessly beat the fucking shit out of this dude. Or he is packing. Wait, there we go, packing heat. and that's the thing about this character that I really enjoy is the fact that he's sort of funny, he's sort of likable, but then he's a fucking sadistic piece of shit.
Yeah.
And when Savalas comes into this movie, he just fucking chews the fucking scenery up in like a major way, like in an awesome way. Like he does actually really kind of steal this movie, even though he's only in it for what, maybe about 15 minutes, 20 minutes.
Yeah,
max, right. And then of course we have the Team Supreme. We got Christopher Lee. We got Peter Cushing, both of whom are trying to figure out who's the monster, because the monster, it turns out, can jump from body to body. It's not a creature from the past that had the ability to suck people's brains. It's an alien intelligence that came down to Earth with, I think, a bunch of other ones and then was left behind. And so it just jumped from like body to body to body. And of course got frozen and now is thawed out and is now trying to get the hell off of this train and get the hell out of there. Once again, strong similarity to Who Goes There? The Joseph Campbell story that John W. Campbell story that inspired The Thing.
And Time of Dying is gonna go fucking watch The Thing tomorrow in theaters, bro, with his buddy. I'm jelly.
Dude.
I'm jelly, bro.
Dude. The Alamo Draft House by me is doing like a John Carpenter retrospective all fucking summer.
Dope.
Yeah, I definitely want to. Oh man, I definitely want to check out Escape from New York. I've already seen The Fog. Already seen they showed The Fog like 2-3 years ago. I caught that. I had never really liked that movie too much, and after seeing it like on a big screen, that was dope. That was. I want to see that again. Really good.
I seen that like a long time ago, and then I saw the remake, and I fucking saw the remake in the theater. I like to go back and see it. I was gonna say that scene right there with Christopher Lee where he's standing there. I was like, Christopher Lee's gonna fuck this fool up.
Yeah, man.
He's gonna fuck this fool up. And then the guy just like bitch smacks Christopher Lee. I was like, shit's funny as fuck.
It is. And one of the things that makes this movie such a joy is that you get to see the Team Supreme, Christopher Lee, Peter Cushing, the G's of the fucking genre. You get to see them together, like both as good guys.
Yeah.
It's the only film that they ever made in which they weren't adversaries.
And Lee, he is a dick though. I mean, but he's awesome. Like it's a cool character. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like with the lady he's eating dinner with her, he's like, talking about her company. He's like, well, I've had better company before. Like it's just, but you're not the worst or some shit.
He's snotty as fuck.
Yeah, he's a snob. Yeah, a little country.
Right?
Yeah.
He's a snob.
But it's entertaining, right? It's beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely. But also, when it comes down to it, he comes correct.
Yeah, he's down.
Right?
Down for the good shit.
He's willing to fucking he's willing to fucking sacrifice himself to fucking stop this thing.
Oh yeah, he starts fucking fools up at the end. Yeah, I forgot about that. I didn't, I didn't expect that part. I was like, ooh, this is badass. Again, like imagine that like in a newer one. You know what I mean? Where there's that scene at the end where you just kind of taking shit out. You know what I mean? With these crazy, I wouldn't go too more. The whole white eyeballs and the way they look scary, dude. I would just keep it pretty much exactly like that. If I remade this movie, I wouldn't change that at all.
But to me, a movie like this, part of the charm is that it was the kind of movie that only could have come from a particular country at a particular time.
Yeah.
And you're never going to be able to recreate that. And people are doing that a lot these days. I'm seeing a lot of low budget horror movies that have posters that are trying to make you think it's a movie that was made in the 70s.
Yeah, and then it's all like nice and polished when you watch it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There
ain't no clump to it and dirt on it. It's like, it's real clean and sheen.
Well, I mean, if you look at this, I'm sorry to harp on this, but I grew up in the VHS era, and we're used to watching some pretty toe-up copies of this fucking movie.
Yeah.
Pristine.
This look good.
I fucking love it. Yeah.
This
fantastic. Yeah, beautiful.
Well, I just imagine like Botine or like Rick Baker doing the creature, like very similar, but just kind of snarling with more, you know what I mean? Like American Werewolf style, like, keep the ape look, and a lot of, dude, you know what I mean? Big old teeth. I don't know. Like, cause like that, you could do more, and you kind of, yeah, you could, there's a lot you could do.
It looks, I mean, it's obviously, a low budget makeup.
It's charming.
Exactly.
It could still, there's room for more, with the story.
Oh yeah, and then Victor Israel getting his fucking brain boiled, because we find out, I love this detail too, that when the monster is sucking people's brains through their eyeballs boil.
Ooh.
And we discover this. Let's see, when they're in the dining car. And fish is on the menu.
Oh yeah, the eyes are.
Remember that?
Yeah, I do. That scene was kind of weird.
Yeah.
I remember the fish, like.
Right, and man, the climax. This is, I think, one of the scariest. Final, one of the scariest third reels in horror movie history. Top 10, easy.
Really?
Easy. Yes.
I will say,
it genuinely makes me like shudder or shiver every time I see it. It genuinely creeps me out every time I see it, and that is when, spoiler alert, the monster, trying to save his ass from Christopher Lee. First, he tries talking his way out of it. Hey, let me go. I am like the history of your planet.
Yeah, right.
Destroy me. Think of like everything, all the knowledge.
I'm Vandal Savage. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like exactly. And Christopher Lee's like, not going for it. You need to, this motherfucker needs to be stopped.
Like, oh yeah, you're right. Fuck you. You're dead.
Yeah, but then the monster in the body of the Rasputin character is just like, wait a second. And something happens that, as a kid, scared the shit out of me, and I still think is incredibly fucking eerie, which is all the dead Cossacks stand up.
Yeah, that was creepy.
And
a whole army.
An army of the fucking undead. You mean this thing that can suck your fucking brains out with its gaze? It can also reanimate its fucking victims and throw them at you as a mob. That's some fucking scary shit. That
metal,
is a
dude.
good
Kills
monster.
you, it's gonna reanimate and lift you up too. That's
for me too. Like so the iconic image in the beginning with the red eye. Okay, that got me. This one right here specifically on the screen. This one is scary as fuck. And then there's another one when he's driving the train.
Yeah, when he's behind the glass.
When he's behind the glass, that shit was scary as fuck. That was probably like, damn, this is fucking scary. And then dude steps out of the fucking I don't know how you call it, train, a cockpit, but he steps out and just sticks his head out and like, damn, the Rasputin character actually, he looked the scariest. It almost like makes me wonder, like, did Mike Mignola get inspired by this movie for Hellboy? You know what I mean?
Oh, I don't doubt. Yeah, I mean, Mike Mignola is one of those guys that's always been aware of Hammer movies, Italian horror. Remember, he comes from my generation, right?
Yeah.
So they used to show shit like this on TV, and this movie specifically was very popular because it's actually a really good movie. I remember even my parents thought that this was a good movie.
Yeah, it's solid, dude. And like the whole Rasputin, like obviously he was, like probably dabbled in the dark arts, and I'm sure you guys have watched.
Well, he was a dark motherfucker. He was like one of those
alchemist,
religious people.
Everything.
He's one of those religious fanatics,
cult leader.
Yeah, well,
all kinds of shit. Like from the documentaries I've heard of him,
Oh
massive orgies and drug trips out in the wild.
Yeah.
All kinds of shit. Master manipulator.
Oh, dude, Rasputin.
Yeah.
So if there's somebody that genuinely had some kind of occult powers or abilities or something, Rasputin for sure.
For sure, dude.
For sure.
The whole connection to connect them with, I don't know. I don't want to. I guess Lovecraftian is one thing, but then just like the dark realm of the cosmos. I mean, this is. I mean, someone would have done it eventually because it's just someone would have done it, but I hadn't seen it before this movie.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then it was boom, Hellboy, fucking. That's like his Joker. You know what I mean? Like
yeah. And what's
brilliant.
Yeah. Look, I love me some Mike Mignola for sure, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
And did he see this on TV when he was a kid? Almost certainly.
Yeah.
Almost certainly. But that, of course, is the beauty of art. Is sometimes you're seeing things that are maybe 3 or 4 times removed from the original source, which is to say that somebody's imitating something that imitated something that imitated something. Now you could look at that as like things getting watered down. I see it just as certain iconic characters and images and stories just getting reinterpreted over and over and over again.
Right.
And
hey, I'm gonna put Rasputin in my next book too. You're gonna laugh when you see him.
Oh hell yeah! Right. Oh, and interesting side note: Christopher Lee played Rasputin in the Hammer horror movie Rasputin.
Yeah, we gotta watch that one.
Yeah, we do. And he actually met Rasputin's daughter. Wow,
that's pretty. That's pretty crazy, dude.
Yeah, and you know what she said to him? She said, "You have his eyes."
What the? That's crazy.
Yeah, it is. Like, wait a second, I've got like Rasputin's eyes? Like, really? Like, I don't know that that's a good thing.
Well, he's like Lee, like. I mean, obviously he was metal as fuck, and he's Dracula, man. But he was actually the James Bond that is, wrote James Bond. He's James Bond, like
like for real.
Probably a sorcerer. You know what I mean, in real life too. Probably very powerful mentally, spiritually, and cosmically, and like you know what I mean. He's a comic book character. Christopher Lee alone,
Yes, without a doubt. And oh man, I think I told you about the time that I passed up an opportunity to meet him.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, shame on you.
No, absolutely.
But not for reals, but for reals.
Yeah. Dude, no fucking joke there, man, for sure. I was in a really fucked up place. There was this fucking bitch that was playing mind games with me, and so my self-esteem was like at an all-time low. And he was appearing at the Virgin Megastore in Manhattan. And so I came in, and all over these giant monitors, the fucking Hammer Dracula movies.
Sick.
And Lex Baxter's music through the entire place. Da, 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 which I forget who it was, but someone said that basically that music, that theme, the Lex Baxter Dracula theme, is actually saying Dracula's name. Dracula.
Oh, the melody, they're singing it along.
No, cool. That the music is saying it, kind of like John Williams's Superman theme. People say it's like Superman.
Oh yeah, for sure, definitely. That's how I used to remember things. Sometimes I would do little melodies in my head. It's a good way to
mnemonic devices.
Or when I was back in the day, I used to playing music in bands and stuff. That's how you would, remember the melodies and lyrics. You could, I don't know, you could do that.
Now, what do you think about this fan poster here?
That shit's tight as fuck.
That's right? Yeah, man. So this movie gets a lot of love. It's what can I say? If you're new to Italian horror, if you're new to like European horror, this is not a bad place to start.
Yeah.
Because as freaky as this film is, I still think it's somehow accessible. Mm-hmm. And I think just to kind of normie audiences or people maybe that are like new to horror
or classic, that era of horror, you know what I mean? That want to take that jump, like that's a good gateway movie.
I think so too.
Hell, we got Shant in there.
Yeah, you got to say hi to the chat. You got Shant, you got Sim, you got people popping out, man.
Sim and the hizzy for shizzy. Yeah,
Sim's supposed to be in here. You ain't supposed to be out there.
I know that's what I'm saying, guys. The link is in the horror movie club, Twatter DM group. If you want to hop in, let me know. But thanks for being here. But yeah, we're talking, of course, Horror Express, Eugenio Martin's really, yeah, would I say masterpiece? It's a classic for sure. It's a classic for sure. And I don't know, this is just a movie that I've always had a really deep affection for. And not just a deep affection, but also an admiration. It's just really, really well made.
So is this the first like horror? Oh, sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Was this the first? Okay, so I know it's not the first, but is this the first like horror movie with a train of like that you can think of?
Oh God, that's a really good question.
Because I know the first horror movie was The Train by the guys that created like film. You know, when everyone went in the audience and the train came at everybody.
Yeah, and people jumped out of their seats. And
that was the first horror movie with a train, and the first horror movie probably.
Yes.
But
first horror movie set on a train. I'm sure there had to have been some in the 1930s or the 1940s. Or certainly, you know, I mean, you had horror movies that had scenes on trains, but I don't know that there's been any horror movies before this that were train bound.
Right.
Where you could say it's a train movie.
Yeah.
Right. Because, and that's another thing too. I love train movies.
You like Snowpiercer?
Yes.
With Evans.
Yes.
And Ed Harris.
Yes. There's a very interesting, although completely demented fan theory that it's a sequel to Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Why is that?
You got to watch the video. Like, look that, like, and it's one of those.
There are a lot of movies, horror movies set on, you know.
That's what I'm saying. There's got to be a bunch, and it's a perfect thing because it's scary because it's always moving. You're locked in a tube.
Yeah, you're not getting off.
That's fucking you to death. It's a long fucking shaft. And that was the thing about Snowpiercer. You know, you're trying to get to the front the whole time.
Yeah, fighting the way to the front, right?
Yeah, I like the train. I just like Train to Busan. Oh yeah, that movie's a tearjerker. I love that movie. That's one of the
very
best.
Good.
One best zombie movies.
Yeah, very good. That's on a plane.
Which one? Red Eye.
There are a lot of thrillers. There are a lot of thrillers that are set on trains. There's Silver Streak, a comedy thriller with Richard Pryor and
Midnight Meat Train.
Oh, Midnight Meat Train. That one's the shit. Yeah, that movie I've seen in 3D.
That's very good.
That was when I saw Bradley Cooper and then Vinnie Jones. That was that was probably a big influence on Butch Cleaver, believe it or not. Just the way that they're throwing the stuff around.
Train.
Yep.
And there's a lot. Look at Time of Dying's chat or
before this,
Transylvania. He made up Transylvania. Time of Dying. That's awesome, dude.
That is.
Yeah. How?
You better hashtag that, dude.
Yeah, you better hashtag that shit, dude.
Draw a train with like Dracula on it, you know, and you can fucking hashtag it.
Get right to starting that comic, boy. Transylvania.
Well, like somebody you should definitely check out. So, like, since you're like a Dracula fiend, I should recommend him also to Clint Stoker.
Yeah,
is Kim Newman. He's a guy who's written an entire series of Dracula novels, starting I think with Anno Dracula and the bloody Red Baron, and you know, these are stories in which Dracula is a number of different historical characters.
Well, you know what's crazy about Dracula? What I learned like in the past year that I never knew is that Dracula, he went to a school that was taught, like Satan was teaching everybody how to use witchcraft and stuff like that. And then, you know, he talks about it in the novel. I totally overlooked it. Did you know about that?
No.
Yeah, they make a quick reference, like he learned the dark arts, and it's crazy, dude.
That's right. Yeah. You're right about that.
And I just skimmed right over, and that's a whole franchise right there. Just that little thing right there. No one ever really talks about that with, you know, Dracula. You know, going to school with Satan and learning that shit. You know.
Well, you know, that's why it's just like, okay, it's like another like Saw movie. Do we really need Saw 6? No.
Go watch The Collector and The Collection.
Oh, I love those, by the way. Thank you for recommending those. I really enjoyed those. Yeah, those were great. I really enjoyed those.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, do we need another Dracula? Do we need another Frankenstein? Yes. Yeah. Yes, we do.
Yeah,
we can never get enough. We can never get enough of these characters because they fulfill some need in the collective unconscious, as Jung called it. You know, I'm a big Carl Jung fan. You know, he's the guy who came up with the idea of archetypes. That is to say, certain characters, certain mythical figures that are embedded in the human brain, that you see them appearing in every culture around the world, or all these different cultures, completely independent of each other. And you know, and there's something about Dracula and Frankenstein that just that fire the imagination, and that you can keep seeing reinterpretation after reinterpretation after reinterpretation, and as long as they're well done, you can enjoy the hell out of them. And
for me, like this the Karloff Frankenstein as a kid, like that was one of the first things. It was that Dracula and Batman. Those were the things I was drawing, and I love drawing Frankie. You know, reading those books. Frankenstein came or lives on or Frankenstein Next Door or something like that. It was one as a kid. Dude, it's just a fun character to draw. You know what I mean? I remember learning like, oh no, that's Frankenstein. That's you know, that's the creator. He's the monster. I'm like, I just felt like sick, like disgusted with that. I don't know why. As a kid, as I grew older, I loved that, but I was just no, that's Frankenstein. That's Frankie. You know what I mean?
Oh, dude, as a kid, I took that shit seriously, son. I took that shit. Yeah,
like it takes you off a little bit.
Yeah,
like someone come up
real.
like no, hey, listen here,
I like your
and they're
costume.
all right. Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Like, oh, I like your costume, Frankenstein, right? No. Frankenstein is
all the breath. It's like
is the fucking scientist that sews the monster together. Frankenstein is not the monster's name. So what's the monster's name? He doesn't fucking have one.
Yeah, the monster.
Yeah.
I've always come to just feel like being like, you know what? It's fucking Junior. All right. It's fucking Frankenstein.
Well, that's the thing. That's
the way I take it.
You can't call him Frankenstein. You can't call him.
Yeah, you know what?
Little Frankie.
Yeah, you got a point there, Pops.
He is the offspring of the creation, right?
Right.
So call him
Adam.
Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Right. He's certainly he's one of the family, although he wasn't exactly welcomed as one. And that's what turned everything to shit, of course. But yeah, I mean, there's. I
love that character too. Like, I'll like, dude. Okay, I Frankenstein. I kind of like that movie a little bit, but I remember before that movie. I remember before that movie came out.
Yeah, I can't stand
that there was a graphic novel, and he looked like fucking Hellboy, and he had a big old gun, and Dracula had a whole like mafia underground. I'm like, dude, this shit looks tight as fuck. It looked like the Goon in Hellboy, but Frankenstein was the main character, you know. And then I know that like Niles and Bernie did that too, kind of with the, what was it, the Creep, or I forgot the name of it, but that shit's cool, dude. Anything like even you know, any interpretation of Frankenstein and Dracula, I'm all in. I don't care how good it is or bad it is. I'll check it out.
There was a recent one by Bernard Rose, the guy who directed Candyman.
Oh, okay.
And it's very low budget, and it's a modern retelling of the story. So it's set in a universe where the Frankenstein story doesn't exist, which in and of itself is a pretty wild concept, right? And the only time I've ever seen that done before was on a BBC version of Frankenstein, that where Frankenstein was also a woman scientist, and I think she grew the monster. And the Bernard Rose Frankenstein, the monster is actually 3D printed, which is a really crazy idea. And I don't think that that's a perfect movie, but I think it's a deeply moving one. Like that's made with a lot of heart and a lot of passion, and genuinely like got me.
You got any Frankenstein books you want to do? Comics?
Oh, wow. You know, I've always, I've gotten to write Victor Frankenstein and the Doc Salem Blood Hunt crossover.
That was a brilliant take, dude. What Preston did with that, I can't fucking wait. And a lot of people slept on that. Just like a lot of
the backstage. Is Sim in the backstage?
No, I don't see him.
No, because he's talking a lot. He might as well be here.
Yeah, if he doesn't feel like it though, that's all good. That's all cool. Frankenstein quote, "You're my Adam," but that's not his name. He's his Adam, as in he's his first, his first creation.
His junior.
Yeah. But the monster has no name.
No name.
And when people call him Adam, that burns my fucking britches.
Yeah, I can see that.
Genuinely makes me fucking mad.
Because Frankenstein is questionable, right?
Frankenstein, yeah, you can get by on that, right? But the whole point is that he doesn't have the name. He's the monster.
The monster, yeah, the monster.
Yeah.
A lot of people slept on that book too, the Doc Salem book, like kind of like they did with Groken. That shit's fucking badass, and nobody even tapped that.
Right.
Also, too, Shant's book too, Nosferatu.
Oh my god,
that fucking book is gonna be badass.
Oh, it's gonna be
intense. Next level. I backed that book too, man. I can't wait for that shit. A lot of people are sleeping on that one.
Yeah, everybody go back Nosferatu by Sean Fangetti, because that looks like it's going to be stunning. Yeah. Very French art style.
Yeah, it looks like a Hammer book brought to life too,
That
it also reminds me of like fucking Captain Kronos a little bit of the Phantom, a little bit of Pulp, you know what I mean? A little bit of Hammer, a little bit of Christopher Lee.
Yes.
I don't know.
Yeah, no, that looks amazing. That's like one of them. Yeah, that's like a must get.
Yeah,
for sure. And actually, Sean says that he let's see here. That he has a facsimile of Jung's The Red Book. Very, very cool. Yeah, big Jung fan. Those of you that aren't familiar with Jung, familiarize yourself with him, because a lot of people get turned off to psychology because they start out with Freud, right? And Freud was a genius. I mean, the guy discovered the unconscious mind. That's a hell of a discovery. That's a bigger discovery than all
the sex shit. Yeah.
Right. And I think he's right about a lot of things, and he's off about certain things, right? Because he's basically applying what he finds in himself to like and a bunch of other people to like all of humanity. But
right.
when people are all like bitching about him, I'm just like, dude, he was the first fucking guy. Cut him some slack.
Like, calm down.
Yeah, it's like it's like looking at like a cave painting that was, in Austria, that's like, a cave painting from like 20,000 years ago, and going like, that buffalo doesn't look quite, or the antelope doesn't look it's a little off.
The horn isn't positioned correctly. I don't like the anatomy of the perspective.
But when Jung came along, Jung was a mystic, and he's somebody that I like. He's one of those guys that I think artists should definitely read and definitely explore, and writers in particular can learn a lot from Jung. And what can I say? I take a very sort of Jungian approach to my storytelling, not to get all pretentious or anything. And Sean, dude, no, you fucking earned that shit. Wow. Sean also big pulp guy. I'm a pulp guy to the core, and I really think that the way forward in many respects for comics is by looking back.
Yeah, definitely, man.
Absolutely. I mean, that's me. And I think that and like sort of re-embracing the pulp origins of comic books is one of the things that we're going to see in the Renaissance.
Yeah, definitely.
Because that's the thing too. I know a lot of people are mourning like the death of the comic book industry. Don't worry, it's going to come back. It's and all those characters. They raped Superman with a fucking piece of rebar, and Batman's following Catwoman around with a bat bucket for her to puke in because she's been knocked up, probably by some other dude. Those characters, they'll be back. Don't worry. They're like Dracula, like Frankenstein. Like I said, but especially with the DC characters, because Marvel always had the better universe and the better comics and the cooler comics, but DC always had those great Jungian archetypes.
Yeah, they had the archetypes and the gods, and Marvel had the monsters and the problems, but the big universe too.
Yeah, A lot of silly monsters
and
too.
the silliness too. You know.
Yeah. Fin Fang Foom.
Well, it was fun when Stan Lee came over and he started writing. He did the Justice League, you know, and he did I thought what he did with Batman was fun too. He made him like a black dude that like had to get revenge for this guy that put him in jail or whatnot, and he becomes a wrestler, and then he becomes like a big wrestler like El Santo.
Yeah.
He fucking becomes like a billionaire, and the guy that taught him a bunch of stuff in prison, he's like a nuclear physicist or something. He bails him out. Also, when he's in prison, he's sewing all these like garments, so he learns how to sew, and he takes the sewing attribute to creating his costume, and
no shit
uses a nuclear like physicist that he met in prison. Kind of Count of Monte Cristo. I like the Count of Monte Cristo. I'm gonna fucking
dude. That's what using that. You're talking about right
I'm
there.
using that in my Batman story too, and I didn't even. I was like going back looking at it too, like damn, dude, I full took the Count of Monte Cristo fucking trope.
Yep.
Because I'm doing a Russian Batman before I die. Not Batman, not that one, but right. I have some ideas. But yeah, that Stan Lee one though, man, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm assuming he didn't script it, right? That he basically probably because I remember when he came back to comic book scripting, he did an issue of was it Defenders of the Galaxy, Defenders of the Universe?
Yeah,
which was like a bunch of was it the Charlton characters, the Phantom, Flash Gordon, Mandrake the Magician, and then they had like a bunch of kids in there for like no fucking reason, and but they came out with a comic book, and Stan Lee scripted it. And I'm like, oh cool, well let's see what his writing is like now.
Right.
He was writing because he was still writing comics the way they had been written 20 or 30 years ago.
Yeah.
He hadn't evolved with the medium.
Yeah, like and
so it was embarrassing.
He's saying he's Spider-Man, like the whole wrestling thing, you know. But I like that shit. I like the rest and wrestling comic books coming back. My female lead's name is Laura Dantes.
Edmund Dantes. That scene at the end. Oh my god. Yeah, that's my shit. I love the Count of Monte Cristo. It's for those of you that aren't familiar with it, it's by Alexander Dumas. You know, the guy who did the Three Musketeers and the Man in the Iron Mask.
Yeah.
It's the ultimate revenge story.
I love it, dude. I love the movie too with fucking Henry Cavill, Guy Pearce, Superman's in there.
I enjoyed that. I
like that shit, and I like that director too. I don't give a fuck. I like Prince of Thieves. I like the Disney Three Musketeers. No, I like that one. I like the Musketeer too with Tim Roth.
I still haven't watched that. That has
decent. It's got good fight scenes in it. Yeah, I'm a sucker for fights, for sword fights too. Even those fucking pirate movies, I'll watch those too. Dude. I like the ting 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 ting. Like you don't see it that much anymore.
No,
you know
don't.
What I mean?
No,
sometimes I'm, like I'll take what I can get. But
yes. There was a French TV miniseries with Gerard Depardieu that was like much more faithful to the novel. But you know what? That novel, it was like Dickens. It was published in increments, right?
Yeah.
We think of these as novels. They were really serials,
right?
And the problem with serialized storytelling, it's not like once you get to the end, you can then go back and do a rewrite and go, that can 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 go. Yeah. You know, this I could tighten this up here, that sort of a thing. So it's just like I thought that the version with and I forget the director's name now, but the version that with Guy Pearce and
Jim Caviezel.
Jim Caviezel.
Jesus.
Yes. I thought that not only did a perfect job of condensing the story, because that's what you have to do for
2 hours.
Any adaptation, right?
2 hours, you got to fuck shit up. You know what I mean?
And I thought the ending was the proper ending.
Yeah, you got to have that that nice ending. You know what I mean? And in those movies too, with that director, I forgot his name. He did because McDonald, the '90s guy. Kevin Reynolds. He did Prince of Thieves. That's still my favorite. The one with Costner, still hands down my favorite Robin Hood.
It's fun.
Fucking love that movie.
Well,
fucking
for me,
badass too.
For me, the Adventures of Robin Hood, of course. You know, I gotta go old school.
Errol Flynn or what?
Yeah, Errol Flynn.
Yeah, he was a badass too, dude. That guy's got some crazy pirate type. He was a real pirate style.
Oh yeah.
Crazy Catalina stories. Oh man, crazy stories over here in California, Hollywood. Back in those times. Interesting.
Yeah. Well, without a doubt. Well, remember that's where we get the expression "in like Flynn."
Right
now it's going to be like in like Ezra Miller.
God,
untouchable like Ezra Miller. You can't touch me. You can't touch me.
That fool is the Flash, bro. I think he thinks he's like the Flash. He's running all over the place right now, man.
Dude, somebody posted a little clip on the Twitter that said Ezra Miller right now, and you see this guy on rollerblades like running from the cop.
Oh yeah, I seen that shit. Yeah, that's funny, dude.
Hey man, it's always funny until somebody gets hurt. That fool's packing heat, man.
Yeah,
I sincerely hope that this doesn't end like I think it might end, like with him killing somebody, because that's where this is headed.
I don't even know if they caught him yet, bro.
No, they haven't. It was taunting the fucking cops, dude. He was taunting the fucking cops, like on his Instagram account. Like, you can't touch me. I'm in another universe.
Yeah, he's in a parallel universe. He flashpoint through. Yeah, I don't know, man. They're probably gonna have to CGI that fucker's face, dude. And he's already fired. I feel sorry for Affleck and Keaton having to fucking work with that dude and having to have
everybody that worked on the damn movie.
He just ruined it. And that director was decent, pretty good. He did the It movie. I think it's the same director of the last two It movies. He's a pretty good comic artist too. Man,
really quick to answer Time of Dying's question. By the way, thanks for tuning in. The best version is the Kevin Reynolds version from 2002.
Me too, man. I still need to buy that. And I was gonna say real quick, Michael Wincott. He's in all those movies. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like 1492. A very underappreciated, underutilized actor.
He's deaf, dude. He's like he has the coolest voice. He's deaf in the Darksiders, Joe Madureira, Joe Mad Game.
Dude. I always wanted to see him as Solomon Kane.
He's perfect as Solomon Kane, dude. I would get him to play Butch Cleaver too, to dye his hair red. The voice. He was awesome in The Crow.
Fantastic, dude. The best movie villain of the 90s.
Top Dollar.
Yes.
Yeah, he's cool.
His performance in that, absolutely fucking
Boy and his bird.
Fantastic. And of course, beautifully fucking written.
Yeah. He just disappeared, dude. Like, you see him every now and then, I seen him in something a little while ago.
He played a robot cowboy. He played a robot cowboy in series Westworld, I think.
Yeah,
in the
that's
first
what it was.
Season. Right? Like, he was like one of the early models.
That first season was pretty cool, dude.
Oh,
I ain't gonna hate.
Dude, the first season.
It wasn't Deadwood, but it was pretty good.
Dude, the first season of the Westworld remake was, I'll say it straight up, visionary. Visionary. The first 2 episodes, horrifying.
Yeah,
right.
Like horror,
because
like sci-fi horror with the
exactly.
Western, a little bit of Western thrown in, little tri-genre.
It took the original Michael Crichton movie, right? Because that wasn't a novel that he wrote that was adapted. That was a movie that he wrote and directed.
I didn't know that.
Yes. Yeah. And it was low budget because, of course, we were talking about the 70s. Yeah. You had all the equipment, right? You had all the stuff. They were still making Westerns and Western TV shows at the time, right? So that was readily available. And so the seeds, of course, also for the Terminator, because Yul Brynner's fucking juggernaut in that, right? The enemy that just keeps coming at you. But the first season of the series took those ideas and went Phil K. Dick with them, and went horror with them.
I like that Terminator.
And but then the second season really started to get woke, and then the third season, there's a scene where it
always happens at every good show, even these kid shows. I always tell the wife, I'm like, hey, season 3, babe. Maybe the end of season 2, they're gonna inject their fucking political agenda, and we're gonna sorry kids, can't watch this no more.
Right.
Sorry. That's how they rope them in, and they sneak these little scenes in, like when you get up to go to the bathroom, they're like, It's like, you trying to.
Did you know that gender
plant
is
shit into my kids' brains? You
not
motherfuckers.
Biological. Well,
What's
dude, that fucking Lightyear movie fucking bombed hard.
Oh, fucking flop year, bro.
That was the fucking message, dude.
Flop year. It's the year of flops.
Yep. People aren't having this shit anymore.
Fuck no. I'm not gonna go see. She's like, oh, I want to go see Lightyear. I'm like, not this year.
Yeah, you know, it's just all this agenda-driven science.
Should have been Tim Allen. They're like, dude, it's based on the Tim Allen's the toy. I'm like, motherfucker, when you buy a Batman toy or all these other, who you buy Darth Vader, whose voice is it, motherfucker? It's James Earl Jones. It's like the person that they're playing, they're always supposed to be that voice.
They didn't can Tim Allen. He's doing the Disney Santa Claus series.
Yeah. No, but they wanted to spin their shit. They should have got Tim Allen again. Like I
don't like him.
I know because he's conservative from fucking Michigan, dude.
They have him on other Disney shows. He's doing the Santa Claus series. Maybe the
a new one
making
a new plan
didn't coincide or something. You know,
a new Santa Claus series.
Yeah.
What?
See,
Disney Santa Claus series.
But there's more eyes. Like more kids are gonna go fucking Lightyear. Ooh, Santa Claus. They're like, fuck the Santa Claus. Most kids don't even believe in Santa Claus. And the thing is too, it's like
I believe in Santa Claus. He comes to my mailbox all the fucking time.
My kids still believe in Santa Claus too, as long as possible, dude. I'll keep that shit. You know, they're gonna hate me later on, but I mean, we had
no,
this
they're not gonna hate you. They're not gonna hate you for that because that's a noble lie.
Now hold up,
my kid believes
it's
in the
not a lie.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Guys. It's not a lie. Check it out. I tell my grandkids
yes.
this right now.
Lie's the wrong word. Lie is the wrong word.
Okay. I tell my grandkids right now today, how often do I come inside from the mailbox with a package I didn't pay for? Santa loves me because I believe in Santa, goddammit. You know,
Santa promised he was going to get you. Man. Santa promised he was going to get you some fucking 6-gun gorilla, and you got some 6-gun gorilla.
You see what I'm saying? I mean, and the kids see it all the time, and they know which ones I paid for and which ones I didn't, because I come in going, "Oh shit, I don't know who this is from," or "Oh, I wasn't expecting this," and the kids get it. They know, and I tell them, "Man, Santa comes to our house all year long for me because I still believe in Santa."
Rock and roll, brother. Rock and roll. Hey, look, there's certain even the cryptid legends, like Bigfoot, like Nessie, you know.
Yeah, dude.
I love the fact that there are people that believe in those creatures.
Yeah, I believe in them.
And, and the romantic, guess what? The romantic in me does too.
It's like I believe in anything, but I don't believe in anything.
Exactly.
Like,
yeah.
Part of me is like most of me like that's fucking stupid. But then part of me is like, dude, come on, don't be so fucking.
No, you can choose to believe.
Open your mind up a a You know what I mean?
You can choose to believe things.
Like the guys, probable, dude. Then you get a healthy, dose of reality when it comes to that shit. Go hang out at the Skinwalker Ranch for a couple weeks. I'm just saying.
You know what? I think that's all bullshit. But I wouldn't hang out there unless I had like a platoon of Marines with me or something.
Yeah. I mean, look how big
it's bullshit, but I ain't going there on.
Yeah, exactly.
The place is so big, and still like that first. I've seen documentaries on that footage, the first found footage. The two dudes up in California, you know.
Oh my god.
And like they're like trying to break down the movements. Like it's
that
not
shit's
probable.
Jacked up, man. Oh
it's like it's not probable for them to have made that costume like in that era. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think Bigfoot's definitely. I mean, dude, think of all the primates, and there was 9 different subspecies of human. I can't name them all off, but Neanderthals one, Homo sapiens another one.
It's
probable, bro.
It's the most likely of the bunch.
Definitely, I'm not gonna just go. That's not. No, sorry, bro. And then UFOs. Come on, bro.
But you know who my hero is? My hero. Well, here's the thing about UFOs. UFOs, what are they? Unidentified flying objects. That doesn't mean that they're flying saucers. It doesn't mean that they're aliens, right?
And, extraterrestrial.
People are seeing something.
I believe in ETs as well. I
have to give my opinion on that. We'd be very arrogant to think in all of the cosmos that we are the only intelligent species. There have to be more and probably more evolved.
Yeah, but dude, without question, right? But what is the probability of us running into each other through all the expanse of time and space?
That's where the odds come in, okay, where it's astronomically. But if they're more involved than us, they might have charted this whole fucking star system when, they ain't ready yet.
Yeah. We
might be off limits to them because we're devolving. We're not evolving over here. We're devolving. You got to admit it. Our species is.
Yeah, definitely. Dude, I've seen like studies of what we're gonna look like in like 3,000 years. Like, oh, dude, it's crazy. Like we're gonna have beaks. Like they're fucking. Just because they're using cell phones and like these different scientific
we'll destroy each other before that
conceptions. Like it's crazy how they think how what we're gonna evolve into. You know.
Your thoughts on Polar Express, gentlemen?
I loved the book as a kid. I liked the Jumanji, the book as a kid too. When I was a kid, I was really drawn to like artwork. I don't know if you're talking about the kid book in the movie, but yeah, dude, I like Chris Van Allsburg's work, the drawings that he did for Jumanji and that. I was really like, dude, this is cool.
If I read it before I saw it, I'd probably like the book better.
I like the book. Yeah,
I created my own visuals.
I never watched the movie.
Looked a little creepy. The movie looked a little creepy to me because like you have these like these photorealistic animated characters, but then they have like these dead doll eyes.
Yeah.
Too uncanny valley for me.
I'll tell you one thing though.
The Japanese are doing that are doing the whole photorealistic animation thing so much better.
Yeah. There's a lot of cool like Christmas stuff like even with Santa, you know what I mean? I like the whole like Viking Santa genre. Like that's like a subgenre now. You know what I mean? Everyone's doing it. I heard
hopefully Claus is really good.
Claus is the shit. I got all the books. That one's one of my favorites. I want to do one day. It's Kris Kringle Krampus Killer. Hashtag. already hashtag it and drew it and did concept art for it. Same shit, but I'll do my spin on it.
There's a
lot of fun.
There's a movie. Domain. I think it might be on Tubi called A Christmas Horror Story.
That's the one. Yeah.
And the movie itself, I couldn't watch.
Yeah, it's trash, but they got some cool
trash. But the cover
is badass.
Is amazing, right? It's like fucking Krampus and fucking.
They fight at the end,
and Kris Kringle just going at it, like
it's an anthology
down.
It's a Christmas horror anthology. Again, a badass concept. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
It's the thing with horror, dude. I wanted to ask you too, real quick, because the wife she's watching Exorcist the beginning right now in the other room.
Which version?
That's what I was gonna say. That I'm like, I'll ask Brian. He knows there's two different versions of the movies. I don't know which version. I can't even fucking remember watching it. This one, I don't know. I just thought it was a cool idea though, like the genre about going over to the Middle East and finding that.
I turned off
bringing it back.
I turned off the Rennie Harlin version. That was the theatrical version that got released.
Yeah.
I turned it off when the Jackals showed up and they were CGI. And I just went click.
This one had some CGI, like video game cutscene CGI of Egypt, like going. I'm like, all right, baby, see that? That's a video game cutscene. Like it scrolls down.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, but it has these cool actors. Like I like Stellan Skarsgård. They had that fucker Bricktop from Snatch in there. Like
he's terrific.
I would Cognate. I'm a fuck. He was in there, and then you got who else was in there? That dude from The Matrix, the French guy with Monica Bellucci. He was in there. I don't know, man. I like Stellan Skarsgård though, dude.
Of course. Yeah. No, he's always been fantastic. Like he's great. He's great in everything. But the other version is the version that was filmed by Paul Schrader, written and directed by Paul Schrader, and it's okay.
There's a lot of like
Paul
shit behind
Schrader.
that movie.
Yeah, I mean, I think I love Exorcist 2, even though it's a mess. I think
it's Heretic.
Yes.
Okay.
I love that. I love that movie. Even though it's a mess, it's a great mess.
That's what my wife likes. She likes supernatural horror and demonology horror. That's her jam.
Exorcist 3.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Like she loves the Exorcist TV show. I'm like, this is trash. Like I mean, it's not trash.
Have either of you seen Exorcist 3? The one
parts of it with George C. Scott, right?
Fucking amazing.
Yeah, I forget who it was. I think it was Mike Barron was talking about that the other. I hadn't seen it in
There's
years.
Two versions of that too. There's two versions of that, and also a little bit of trivia for y'all. When people were saying that Jeffrey Dahmer was like an Exorcist fan, that he would watch The Exorcist over and over and over again, those fucking fools leave out the fact that because it's just it's The Exorcist, whatever, right? Like Exorcist 1, 2 doesn't matter. It was Exorcist 3.
Oh, really?
That Dahmer was obsessed with.
I just remember seeing that cover of the stairwell with Scott looking down there, like that shit's scary looking.
It's really good, and there's 2 versions too, and of that as well. But it's like the William Peter Blatty director's cut with a footage cut in that I think is from like a really high quality video master.
Who directed it?
So it doesn't match. William Peter Blatty, the guy.
What, the writer?
Yes, he wrote and directed it.
Oh fuck! I didn't even know that.
You haven't seen Exorcist 3, bro?
It must have been at least 20 years ago. 20 years ago or 15 years ago.
Dude,
it's on Tubi. We should watch it, dude.
Fucking metal as fuck. It's so fucking good. Those of you that haven't, like Exorcist 2, I understand why people don't like it.
I never watched that one. I always remember seeing like Linda Blair's face like on the VHS in the video store.
Oh, dude, and the fucking Ennio Morricone score. I'm gonna have
to watch it, dude.
Dude, the fucking there are shots in that movie and there are scenes in that movie that are unforgettable.
Damn, I gotta watch it, dude.
Fucking intense. Dude,
I don't remember that one that much.
Dude, the fucking locusts being brushed by the wings of Pazuzu. That shit's amazing. And
I don't know what it is, man.
That's set in like in Iraq.
Dude, I was just gonna say right this second. Like, I don't know what it is about the Middle East. Like, I want to do a book, like maybe a comic one day, like a horror, where some, like something they pull out of the Middle East and they take it. That's why I was liking about the beginning. There was another movie too with Eric Bana that was pretty good. It was called Deliverance from Evil, where he was like a Marine. He found like a totem over there and he came back and became a cop. Did you see that movie?
Yes.
It was all this crazy. I thought it was pretty good. I mean,
was okay
for a modern horror movie, Yeah.
No, I thought it was all right. What up, Maiden Hell? Yeah, you caught me live. You caught us live. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks everybody, man.
Yeah, seriously, thanks everybody.
This has been the biggest stream we've ever had.
I think
Thank
so
you,
too.
everybody. No, it has.
We're getting traffic, dude. We're look. I knew I wanted to start streaming, and I figured, well, what's something that I could do consistently every week that I could talk about in my sleep horror movies
to the dawn of time. To the dawn of time, right? Like there's
horror movies, comic books, heavy metal records.
There's so many horror movies. Like we could do this till we die. Like there's literally that many horror movies. Mm-hmm. Even if we're like, dude, we're watching fucking Schlock or Jaws. You know what I'm talking? Like they're just. I mean, even if it's endless.
I gotta see if Exorcist 3 is on.
Okay, Brian, I got a question.
Go shoot, sir.
Weed horror movies.
Weed and horror movies.
Weed and horror movies. I know that they go very well together.
No, I mean, are there any weed horror movies?
Yes.
Oh, there are.
There is Toxic Zombies. In which you guys remember Paraquat? Well, really quick, I got to answer Time of Dying's question. Yes, Exorcist 2, Pazuzu, and we find out why he was possessing Reagan.
Is that the name of the demon?
Character. You get an answer. Yeah.
See, because I don't remember. And I remember in the third one, the priest is in there, right?
Dude, big sections. Big sections of that movie set in the past following Father Karras.
Right. And from
so
the
Max von
beginning,
Sydow's all up in that.
And Skarsgård is Van Sydow, right? Like
same character, Father Karras.
Same character, right? Which is perfect. That's what I'm telling my lady. Like, they're both Scandinavian. It's the same dude, but they're just different actors. Both awesome actors,
Without a doubt. Just looked it up. Exorcist 2 isn't on Tubi. Exorcist 3 is.
Even better, dude. And the first father from the first one with the brown hair, he's in part 3, right? He's possessed. He's in a insane asylum, right? Okay, see, I remember that. I remember hearing his voice too in the eyes. That shit was scary, dude.
Dude, this is what we should definitely do. This is the movie we should definitely do next week.
Fuck yeah.
There's another thing, little bit of trivia here. That's just fucking awesome.
This shit is what scares me the most is the ghost movies and the demonic possession movies.
Yes, because those are monsters. Because those are monsters that could potentially be real.
Yeah, and you're like there with the lights turned off and trying to go to bed.
Every culture has evil spirits.
Yeah.
What are they?
Monster? I mean, I love monsters. Are fun. They're my favorite, but these ones fuck me up the most.
Yes. But because, like, once again, it's just
I ain't gonna lie, dude.
Like that could be could there be these entities? Right?
I think
you don't necessarily, because I don't believe in the supernatural. I think that everything that we think is supernatural is shit that's natural that we just haven't explained yet.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. Like I always feel like there's a lot of old. I believe there's old demons that exist that are in the
soul.
earth.
I believe in the soul.
I believe there's demons, old spirits. I believe that there's multi-rate. I believe that there's different demons from different cultures that are around. I believe they're fucking flying all over the place. I know that sounds great. I know it sounds crazy, but I think it's probable. I'm not gonna turn it. You know.
Well, look. Here's the thing. I have never seen a ghost, but I know too many people who have.
Exactly.
Too many.
Yeah.
Too many.
I mean, I've had that. You know that once was it? I forgot what it's called, like sleep paralysis, where you wake up and you're like, ooh.
Oh, dude.
I've had that before one time, and I heard that someone died in a room that I was in because we were in an apartment, and someone died in that room that happened to me. I remember one time, I think it was like 9th grade. I woke up and I was like, I tried to get up, and something wouldn't let me get up, and I was yelling at my brother. My brother was sleeping next door, or in the next bed next to me, and I was yelling at him like, and I couldn't get up, I couldn't move, and nothing. I was like, and I finally like raised my body up,
just like that on Sunday.
And I was like, "Come on, motherfucker, come get some! I'm right here, motherfucker!" I was yelling all loud. Wow. That was the only time that ever happened to me. And then I found out later on someone died in that room.
I heard a story just like that on Sunday, exactly like that, where dude was trying to kick his friend who was laying right there, and couldn't wake him up. Right, couldn't move enough to wake up his buddy. Just heard that story. But I was going to say, I've never seen a ghost, but I have seen things ghosts do.
Yeah.
I've seen shit come off
the wall. Moving around.
At 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm always tripping, dude.
And I don't mean
I'm always like,
listen,
it's 3 o'clock right now.
I've seen shit come off the wall. And I don't mean fall down the wall. I mean come off the wall. Okay?
Yeah. No, I've heard all that. I've seen all that. I live in an old town. This place has been here forever.
Oh, I would shit myself.
I consider everything. I consider all that stuff, different vibrations, parallel dimensions, demons, people that died, spirits that are lingering. I consider all that shit, dude. You know what I mean?
Doors opening, cupboard doors opening, stuff like that. Right. Water being turned on when there's nobody else in the house, and you hear the water go on and off, and you're like,
energies that are left behind. There's so many different. Like I don't close my mind to none of that shit, really. Dude.
I told you about Richard Christian Matheson, right? The son of Richard Matheson, the guy who wrote I Am Legend, and basically every Twilight Zone episode that you remember.
And he was
all of the fucking scary ones.
Tina,
the incredible shrinking man. Anybody. I mean, Matheson was a giant, but anyway. His son, Richard Christian Matheson, wanted to be a screenwriter. Okay. And so he's going to school in UCLA. He's studying screenwriting, but he's also joins the UCLA parapsychology department.
Okay.
Right? Takes a class. He did this not because he was expecting to see shit, right? He was like, that's all bullshit, but it'll give me some ideas for stories.
Yeah.
Homeboy,
that's the thing about writing, man. You gotta get dirty and like go do shit.
Exactly. Homeboy said that 9 out of 10 of the houses, it wasn't that people were making shit up; it's that the people were schizophrenic, and that they were hallucinating, and that they thought there were like demons or ghosts.
Exactly.
But every 10th house, he says, every 10th house was like, yeah, legitimate. He said there was one house where the entity, that's what they call them, loved Black Sabbath. Like, I guess they were like, let's play it some fucking Sabbath, fucking college students, right?
Oh, shit.
Sabbath. And said, like, this thing just would go crazy, would like start like opening, like a lot of poltergeist activity, opening and closing doors, right? That it was like rocking out to fucking Black Sabbath. He was in the house where the entity takes place. I don't know if you've ever seen that movie with Barbara Hershey.
Barbara Hershey? Yeah, I just watched that not too long ago. That movie's fucking terrifying. And I did research on it too. My fucking brain, dude, I know I'm not old or nothing, but I fucking forget shit a lot. I did research on that. Like that lady, she like had a lot of boyfriends, and there was a testimony from the kid. I know we're sidetracking here, but that shit's fucking crazy, dude. Like just a Wikipedia, the lady of the what the entity is based on. Sorry, that shit's fucking terrifying, dude.
Dude, he was in that house.
Whoa, really?
He was in that house, yeah. And he said that they basically did like a Ouija board situation.
Yeah, fuck
right?
That.
With tape on the wall.
Ah, okay.
And we're asking it questions. Do you hate this woman? Yes. Are you ever going to leave her alone? No. He said they left the room and suddenly, boom, the door slammed shut.
Oof.
They had difficulty getting the door back open, and when they got it back open, all of the tape had been stripped off the wall.
Yeah, that's fucking terrifying, bro. Like that lady got it bad, dude. She got it bad, bro.
Oh my god!
And the kids that were raised by her got it bad. You know what I mean,
dude? And people with sleep paralysis,
yeah,
those folks suffer the torments of the damned, man.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
I don't know about everybody, but a lot of people sleepwalk.
Horrible.
That's the only time that happened to me, though, dude. Like for me, like that was the only time, and after that, I was like, cool. And then I heard someone died there. I was like, oh, but it was like someone like an older guy died, like he was sick or something. But
some people,
still, I was like,
all in the brain. Some people who suffer. Here's the thing about people who suffer from sleep paralysis.
I think it's both, bro.
It might be.
It could be either or, you know.
Yes.
Depending on the situation.
Same thing with ghosts. Same
but
thing
what
with
do you do
it
if
could be some kind of an echo, or it could be a human soul.
Or it could be like all those things combined is what I was going to say. Like what if someone's got paralysis, someone died in that room, someone fucking did a spell in that room, someone fucking, you know what I mean? All happened in there.
Yeah. Anything's possible. So, yeah. But I mean, I think that's one of the reasons why we see so many movies about possession, about demons these days, and ghosts, is because those are the two monsters that could potentially be genuine.
Say hi to Julie in Indonesia.
Oh, what up to Julie? Oh, what up, Julie from Indonesia?
What's
up? Thank you for joining us. Indonesia, of course, the place of great food and really kick-ass martial arts movies like The Raid.
I love The Raid, dude. That movie was so inspirational for for Winter Soldier 2, and also definitely. Time of Dying said I grew up going to a small church over 100 years old. You would hear stuff in there all the time. Definite spirits in there.
Once again, I have no personal experience, but I just know too many people who have. They can't all be making this shit up.
It's just eventually it's going to happen to some people, and some people it doesn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah. People tell me that it's never happened to me, but that's because I'm looking for it.
Nah, I don't think that's what it is. I just think you haven't stumbled upon it. I just think it's just random.
That's what I think. It's
just random shit.
Yeah. So, I am, dude, if you told me like, there's a ghost in the house, you want to go check it out. Yeah. But I also, but there's some places also like Richard Christian Matheson, he said after like being in that entity house, he was asked like, what about the Amityville house? He's like, well, we didn't check that one out, but you know what? I wouldn't spend the night in there even if the fucking U.S. Marines were camped on the front lawn. No fucking way.
Yeah, I heard that house I forgot about the whole thing about that house, but I heard it was just cursed before the family went in there. You know what I mean?
Well, I just recently wrote a story about a haunted house.
No shit.
This is the thing that I did with Adam Lawson. And I've always been intrigued by the idea of the evil place. Right? Which is what Hill House is in The Haunting of Hill House. Now, if you want, I like the TV series. It was good, but it wasn't Shirley Jackson. It wasn't the story, right?
Oh yeah, that had some good spots in it. There's some good.
Yeah. I enjoyed it, but it's not Shirley Jackson. And the original Shirley Jackson novel, which I highly, highly, highly recommend. It's a quick read. It's about 200 pages. Unfucking forgettable. One of the towering classics of the horror genre.
Damn.
Yeah.
Look at Made in Hell's comment.
And she's very clear that like whatever was like in that was haunting that place, it was there long before the place. It was there long before people. Yeah.
That's what I believe in too.
Made in Hell says, I saw a figure of someone standing by my stepdaughter's bed. Thought it was their dad till it climbed up the wall. Oh, Christ, don't tell me that shit. Oh, dude. Have you, I don't know if you guys have heard Ray from 656, if you've heard his La Llorona.
I still got to listen to that, man. I haven't listened to it yet. I keep forgetting. I can't wait to check it out. Dude, also, Brian, how many houses have you lived in?
That shit jacked me up. 2, both of which my family was the first resident.
There you go. See, like, and like for me, I lived in the same house for 14 years. The first 14 years, I lived in an apartment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then once I turned 14, we started moving every couple years. That's when you kind of could have the opportunity to pick up on different things. I think if you move around a lot, you have the opportunities of you maybe experiencing some shit or higher.
I've known people in New York City that have been in haunted buildings, and
Yeah,
that people would be like, and that like their neighbors will be like, oh, hey, so you seen have you seen Ray yet? Who?
Oh man, fuck that. Have you seen Ray yet? Oh man,
yeah, or whatever. You know what I mean?
No, I mean, yeah.
Have you seen
scary,
Joe?
Dude.
Have you seen Joe? Like who? You know, Joe, right? I know one guy that like he was over at his girlfriend's place, and she wasn't sure if it was gonna be okay for him to stay over, so he slept behind the couch, not on the couch, behind the couch, and started hearing these voices. Right? Right? It's like, what's he doing here? Who the hell is he? It looks like an asshole or whatever, right? He was hearing these voices talking about him. The following morning, he finds out that like, no, he's welcome there. The girl's father has no problem. It would have been perfectly fine for him to crash out on the couch. He makes breakfast and looks at him across the table and smiles and says, "So, how'd you sleep?" Oh my god, dude, piss running down my leg when I heard that thing.
Dude, what's his name? Dude. Cecil, dude. Cecil like posted some pictures up, and it gave me an idea. And he was saying that like, okay, I'm visiting this town that's in New England somewhere, and all these houses are like old like Victorian houses, the whole neighbor fucking hood. You know what I mean? There's a few blocks, like 4 or 5 blocks, right? And he's saying every other house is fucking haunted. Like legit. And I was like, I believe that. It looks scary as fuck. I'm like, dude,
where is this?
Somewhere in New England, somewhere, probably New York, somewhere, some Staten Island, Long Island. But I'm like, dude, that's a movie right there, bro. That's a comic. I'm like, that's your next comic,
right?
I'm like, that's fucking scary. Imagine going in a neighborhood where every other house is fucking haunted,
right? And each one by like a different spirit,
by different fucking ghosts. And it's old,
by different
ghosts. What I mean? And all the houses are Victorian. So it's like legit. You know what I mean? On different levels of legit.
Yeah. The people that I know who have seen ghosts, they'll tell you like most of them say like the ghosts are harmless. But I know people who have also encountered malevolent ghosts. Yeah. I guess maybe people that weren't very nice. Yeah, and it's not like they could do anything to them, but they felt like actual, like an emotion of like malice.
Yeah, evilness. Like
I fucking hate you.
Yeah, like an evil person, ghost, or maybe even a demonic entity. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or maybe both combined, or a possessed ghost.
Oh, that shit's gonna. I'm gonna fucking piss myself. But yeah,
sorry, dude. That shit's scary, right? When you start talking about it.
Oh, fuck me.
Sorry.
Well, it's the stuff that I hear, like people's experiences.
It's always the scariest.
Like the fucking like Ray with the La Llorona story.
Yeah.
Jacked me up, dude. Oh my god. I was just like, I would
we just watched that today.
I would make a mess of my pants for fucking sure.
Me and my daughter watched it. That movie. I was like, damn, dude. We were watching the movie and it's in the Juan-verse. It's part of the Juan-verse. That's the thing. I love the Juan. La Llorona, the Curse of La Llorona.
Because there's a bunch of La Llorona movies. Yeah. El Santo threw down against La Llorona.
Well, I mean, she's Bigfoot. You know what I mean? She's, But the one in the Juan-verse, because Juan, with The Conjuring, he had the Warrens, the demonologists. So with the room that they have, you know about that, right? The room?
No.
So in the Conjuring's fucking terrifying, scary as fuck. And the second one's scary as fuck too. And the third one,
I like them both.
Yeah. But you know what? The room in the Conjuring, where all the stuff, all the things that they confiscate from their
trophies,
the totems, the amulets.
Yeah.
That's a whole universe of movies they can make. So you got the nun stuff in there.
You got the nun, Annabelle.
You got.
Are any of those worth watching?
Yeah, they're all fucking awesome. They're not the best. They're not the scariest. They're all fucking good. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. And they're all, you know what I mean? Yeah, they're all good. They're all decent, bro. They're all decent. And all these ideas are popping in my head right now. So I was going to talk to you about cursed movies. So Exorcist, the beginning was a cursed movie. Poltergeist was cursed, and Annabelle was also cursed. Like a lot of fucked up shit was happening on Annabelle because that's based on a true story. The Nun, I don't know if that's based on a true story, but dude, the Warrens have so many, dude. They have so many. And the thing is about the Conjuring verse, which is about the Warrens. They did the Amityville, like they went to the Amityville house, but they never did that. I think that's like their juicy nugget.
Like the Mount Everest, right?
I think he's saving that one, and he kind of does like his Aquaman and his Fast and the Furious, and he'll come back and do his like Malignant movies, and then he'll do his Conjuring verse.
Oh man, I loved Malignant.
So good.
Was so good. Was so good.
The Collector, and he created Saw. He created Juan is like one of my favorites. Yeah, dude.
We just want to see him do a fucking Batman movie for fuck's sake.
Yes, I want to see him do the Batman movie.
Oh my god. Well, anyway, we should probably wrap up because guess what? I have a 8-man ladder match.
Oh shit!
Tonight, yeah.
Well, good luck, dude.
The Breaking Rad fellas, all of you. I wish like I was more technologically advanced, but I'm kind of boomer-ish. I'm an Xer, but I'm kind of boomer-ish
when it comes to
technology. Look, I know that you can. There is a way to send people from your stream to like another stream. I haven't figured out how to do that, but go check out Breaking Rad because there's wrestling tonight, and I am going to be in the ring against some of my fellow Comicsgate creators. And I've told them all, to watch their backs, specifically their lower backs, because that's what I'm going to be targeting.
Take that lower back out real quick.
Yeah, man.
Specifically.
What are you going to do? What are you going to do when I fucking whack you?
Bust that spine out.
Yeah, man.
Go get him, Brian.
Anyway, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. We are very grateful for that, and give us a like if you can. Give us a thumbs up. Subscribe. Ring the bell. If you feel like it. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm not your daddy. But Pops, thank you so much for tuning in. Anything you want to plug real quick?
CromCon this weekend, Saturday night. We will be closing down Six Gun Gorilla number 8 at 9 p.m. Eastern. We're going to hang out for a couple hours. We're going to party, and then we're going to shut her down. So we have an animation and comics panel on Friday night. The normal all-day thing on Saturday, the Saturday night closing, the all-day thing on Sunday with the open draw stream with the show-offs with Rex and those guys. Rex and Dave going to do the show-offs.
Nice.
It's all action. You guys know what's up. It's a big week for the madness. Tune in.
Awesome. Looking forward to it, man. Looking forward to closing out Six Gun Gorilla.
Check out our new sponsors.
Oh, wait. Oh, yeah. Go ahead, dude. Yeah.
Check out our new sponsors, Committed Comics and Laughing Rogue Games.
Hell yeah. Matt, do you want to tell these people where they can find your stuff?
Yeah, sure. You can find me, at Rune Cutter Comic on Twitter. You can also check out my YouTube channel if you want. It's Metal Movies and Brewskis. Talk about metal, movies, brewskis. Lately, it's been comics I've backed. And if you want, you can check out my book. It's a supernatural horror western. I got Butch Cleaver 1, Butch Cleaver 2. So if you're into like Evil Dead, Quick and the Dead, that type of stuff, you can check this out. 90s style books. That's right there at butchcleaver.com.
All right. Sim just said that he's launching Tales from the Natverse on Kickstarter on Friday. Sim, do you want to do that? The same time we shut down Brian's, we can do it all together. We can just have a big fucking party.
He's gonna be
where one great campaign ends, another begins. I'm just saying.
Yeah, Kickstarter. Everybody should do. I haven't done it yet, but ideally people should do Indiegogo and a Kickstarter. You're gonna get Bycatch. It's the Coca-Cola of crowdfunding comics. So you can just put a campaign up, and you're probably gonna get backers just without even You should do it, man. Don't leave any money on the table. A lot of people are talking about it now. People are doing it.
If you want to do it during CromCon, if you want to do that launch on Friday before the or during the animation panel or before the animation panel, I got you, man.
The invitation has been extended. But I don't know. I think some might be a little too happening for you.
He's already, I think, signed up for the animation panel.
Awesome.
So at 9 o'clock, he's already going to be there. We might as well just start the show at 7 and fucking kick his campaign off first.
Sim is a G, and he is, I think, going to be really surprised how well Tales from the Nadverse does when it's on Kickstarter. People just stumble across it.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Like, why not do it? Oh, Indie
Oh,
Dave
what up,
Comics.
Indie Dave?
Hey, everybody, keep an eye out for Daughters of Vengeance launching next month. Indie Dave, I think you might have something to do with.
You got a link?
With, what book is that? I'm trying to think. With the frog. I can't remember. No. There was another one. Sweens, I think.
Yes.
I got that book too.
Oddity.
I can't. Oddity.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I have to
Launching it early. All right.
Yeah, where is
That's
that?
awesome.
I still haven't gotten that.
I got mine. That's part of my tower. I haven't even got into it. I'm gonna read it. I can't wait. That book looks so fucking cool. I got the Ethan Van Sciver crossover cover with Cyberfrog on the fucker.
He's launching that early on the morning roast on Friday.
Oddity.
So,
That's it.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to checking that.
I love Morning Roast, man. That show's awesome.
Yeah, I wish I could get up early enough for it.
Well, it's like I'm always fucking working, dude. I'm like, damn, so many good shows.
Yeah,
it's fun teasing Chris. I'm just
We're going to do Exorcist 3?
Yes, next week, folks. Exorcist 3. I will be posting the link, and you're going to love that because it has a special appearance by Fabio.
What?
Yes.
Should
Fabio
tag Ethan into that
and
shit. Hey, your
Charles
boy's going to
Barkley.
be in there, Ethan. And
And
Charles
Barkley.
Barkley, huh?
Fabio? Well, Fabio's the shit. Fabio's the shit.
I've
Let's
seen
face
Fabio
it.
at my
He's a
work,
G.
bro. I seen
Did you
Fabio
really?
at my work. Yeah, and they had a fan blowing on that motherfucker. So his hair was like,
Way.
yeah. And then he had a fucking cutout of himself,
I'd be
dude.
psyched. I'd be
And I was just like, just looking at that shit from across the fucking. I was like, dude, you can't write
I've
this
seen
shit.
Barkley
Why am
golf
I
live.
seeing this right now? I can't believe I'm seeing
that's
this.
dude. That's
Hey, you
fucking
want to talk
amazing.
about horror?
Fucking
You wanna
Iron
talk
Sword.
about horror? I've seen Barkley golf
Iron
live.
Sword, dog.
Awesome.
Ooh, remember that
Oh,
shit?
have you?
The video?
Yeah, of
the video game?
course. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
if you want to see horror, you watch about 10 years ago watching Barkley golf. That was horror, right? I
but
seen
yeah,
it
they're
live.
in that as angels.
Dude, he's great. He's
Really?
good.
Yeah. Well, you'll see. You'll watch the movie.
Well, hey, I've
Yeah.
seen it, but it's been a while. And Mike Barron was talking about like one of the best, scariest movies of all time.
It's brilliant.
I like his channel. You know, it's a good channel for people that are
Well,
up and coming
Mike's-
writers, dropping some
Mike
nuggets.
talking
of gold.
about G's.
Yeah.
You know, we're talking
Mike's
about
the
Mike
guy.
here.
You guys know.
Mike's
You're a
the
G
guy.
too, Brian. You're a fucking G.
I know you're a G.
No, I'm not.
You too, pops. We're all
I'm a green
G's.
G for green.
Yeah.
Greenhorn boy.
Everybody who tuned in
grumpy.
tonight. You're the real G's. We're the real G's, and we send you much peace and love. And we will see you next week.
Bye, everybody.
Stay scared.
See you next
That's
time.
all.